Hey guys, Final Master Link here. Playing some Lunar Silver Star Story today. No joke, I was actually tempted just to play more Banjo-Kazooie, because I was having a pretty fun time last night with that game. I mean, I could still technically play a bit, tonight, after the movie we watch, but for now it'll be some Lunar here. Try to get a little comfortable here. I've actually been kind of cleaning my apartment a bit, because I was anticipating trying to get some, what do you call it? You know, screw it, I might as well kick this thing out and really relax here. I don't know why I have my... Let me get my shoes off here. That was let me out a little bit today. I was kind of tempted to order some pizza, but it's like I had free pizza this week anyway, like from work, from the CPR training. So I think probably in the middle of the stream or after the stream here, I think I'm gonna go to Lee's Chicken and get me something. Been a while since I've had fried chicken, so yeah. So yeah, last time, major plot happened. The Magic Emperor was revealed to us as the big enemy of the game. Went to recruit Kyle as a playable character, which is pretty dope. I'm glad we finally have another warrior. Proper warrior. Dude, my boss is hanging with you? Excellent. You should stop by Reza and check out the yearly harvest. I don't know where that is, but okay. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. How did my night end up? It was pretty decent. I got about a third of all the jiggies last night in Banjo-Kazooie. So I'd say that was pretty good. I forgot where some were though. Like in the second area. And sure enough, like when I tried to get all the notes and like escape the world, apparently every time you die and every time you like get out of a level, it like resets the notes, which is really annoying. So like earlier today I had to go get those notes from that world. Like go out of my way to do it. But damn, Second Hand, I didn't think you'd be in this stream this early. I'm just curious, have you ever even heard of this game? Like, it came out when we were a kid, but I've only known about it for probably the last 10 years or so. Apparently, it's a pretty good classic. Although I don't think you really play RPGs though, do you, Second Hand? So there's that. I know originally this game came out on the Saturn. Oh, you just happened to get a notification while looking for your phone. Okay, you never heard of this? And I'm certain nobody our age actually like knew what the fuck a Sega Saturn was when it was like brand new. So there is that. Like I think that console sold pretty fucking shittily. Like to my recollection, I probably at least saw like an ad or something for like a Sega Dreamcast, like at the turn of the century. But I don't think I ever heard of a Sega Saturn until I was like until I was in my teenage years. But yeah. But it's going good so far. I was kind of tempted to buy a pizza, but like I got free pizza this week from work from like a CPR training. So I think instead of that, probably in a couple hours, I think I might go to Lee's Chicken and get me something to eat. That sounds good. I kind of wonder how hard this guy hits manually.
Check this out.
I mean, these flies should be like pretty easy to kill. Oh damn, he hits really hard there. 77. Damn, dude. You do play RPGs, but not many that are JRPGs or traditional? Oh, I see. Huh. True that. Saturn? Oh, bye. Your cousin had a Sega Genesis your whole childhood and you never played it because we always had better consoles. I mean, that's fair enough. Like, I don't think it took me until, probably like 7th, 8th grade before I even, like, used stuff like emulators to play games that are, like, as old as I was or older. You know, like, I remember playing, I think it was in, like, I think it was, like, 8th grade or whatever. When I was a kid, have you ever heard of Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons by chance? So, like, I still have that cartridge to this day now, but, like, I've never owned Oracle of Ages, but when I was, like, in 8th grade or whatever, I actually played Oracle of Ages on an emulator. And I'm kind of glad I did, because if I would have had that game instead of Seasons as a kid, I probably would have hated it. Because Ages is very puzzle-esque oriented, whereas Seasons is very action-related. So, which is kind of a cool, you know, way to release two sister games at the same time. I've heard of a man in the Mario Stone who is supposed to be one of the wisest men in the world. Perhaps this Damon could determine the weak point of the Magic Emperor and tell us how to bump him off. Maybe. But yeah, I do plan on, you know what, shit, that's one thing I should really do this winter, is I should do the DLC for Oblivion. I've been meaning to do that. Like, I basically did all the main quest shit, like, on my own. From, like, when I streamed it a couple years ago. I should probably do that this winter. Do Oblivion, DLC. And then maybe, like, sometime next spring I can play, Fallout 3 or 4. Because I've never played either of them. I quite like New Vegas. I played that back in the day, kinda. I don't know, Seth, are you into the Elder Scrolls kind of Fallout kind of shit? I mean, that's technically an RPG. It's definitely not a JRPG, though. It's what people would call a Western RPG. Never got into Zelda, really. Found emulators as an adult, but realized quickly had so much to play anyways, including retro games that are back comp on current stuff anyways. Fallout 4 is a great modern RPG shooter, but Bethesda just sucks, lol. I've heard with Fallout 4, I remember even Chase, like, when he first got a PS4, like, he still lived in Auburn. I went to his place, like, he bought the console off of, I think a wife's brother or something like that. His wife's brother? I don't know. But, like, he got Fallout 4, and he did not like it at all. Just for the fact that it went into, like, sort of like a development, sort of, like, simulator. Like, you build, like, bases and shit. Like, and there was, like, a mission where he was forced to, like, build a base or whatever, and he hated that shit. And I was just thinking in my mind, that doesn't really sound like Fallout to me. Because, remember, I've played New Vegas. So, like, that seems a little bit weird for it to be tacked on to it. Like, it's supposed to be survival. It's not supposed to be, like, a city development simulator. You know, but... I mean, I'm sure it has its good points. We'll just see how it measures up when I get to it. Hey boss, hey Jessica, I haven't seen you around in a while. You two are getting along, aren't you? Ears were ringing for a week the last time you two got into a fight. Don't worry, Kyle's knows better than to argue with me again. I'm sure he does. Must be the power of the pussy right there, I guess. Got pussy whipped! Anyway, let's deal with more of these wasps, I guess. I kind of wonder how the spark ball that just paralyzes everything. I mean, I hope it does actual damage, too. I mean, 10 MP, it's kind of a lot. But whatever. Just kill everything. Kill everything!
Check this out.
You can only go so far back before the poor graphics, read not stylization, gameplay, etc. get to you. The ones that innovated and led the industry are always fun, though. You love replaying Dark Cloud still. Oh, the base building? It's not that bad at all. You can ignore it if you want for the most part. Oh, you don't build a city, just bare-bones survival settlements?
I mean, one thing that minorly annoys me about certain people... well... I think it's kind of a shame when, I mean, my friend Brett is kind of a good example. Like, he cannot stand retro games at all, unless he grew up with it when he was like a child. Like when I was living with him a year ago in Auburn, he on his Xbox One or whatever, he downloaded some old Star Wars game that was on like the OG Xbox, literally just because he had nostalgic memories of it. It's like, well, it's a shame you can't, you know, play other, say, Xbox games back in the day that you could have played as a child, but since you don't have any connection, you just dismiss them. I think that's kind of a shame, but it is what it is. Like, to me, that's kind of the separation between a casual gamer and a hardcore gamer. Like, I mean, with these crazy prices nowadays, if a guy came up to me and he says, "Hey, I enjoy playing games regardless of age, genre, or platform," in my mind, that guy's a hardcore gamer. I don't give a fuck if he has thousands of dollars worth of games on a shelf. I don't give a fuck if he has like 12 different complete consoles. You know, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's what I consider a hardcore gamer, in my mind. Heard that there is a huge volcano on the west side of the Marius Zone. Where there are volcanoes, there are usually hot springs. Well, that sounds nice. I'd love to have just one soak in that wonderful water. It might even cure my arthritis. Pretty sure hot springs are good for that shit. So, we still going south here? Yeah. Gotta go to the Marius Zone more. Mom, look, it's Kyle. When I grow up, I'm gonna steal money and be really rich like him. Ah, fuck. Your wife's beyond your years, kids. You have a great future ahead of you. Perhaps you should suggest this young boy pursue a career outside of crime? Nah, that'd be lame. Oh, Kyle, how are you? Thank you so much for having your men escort us through the barrier. I've never felt so safe. Oh yeah, Kyle, you're a great man indeed. Watching your charm women and rip off men has never made me feel so sick. What'd you say, Nash? Why don't you speak above a whisper and share with the rest of us? My, Kyle, aren't we defensive? I was just clearing my throat. You want to beat someone up? How about the Magic Emperor? Yeah.
It just needs to be cohesive, you know. Once a game makes a huge mistake, that even its competition at the time don't. Usually pretty generous though. Got to be pretty bad or just not my taste to give up a nostalgia title.
On the same kind of thing of Fallout, by chance, have you played The Outer Worlds or whatever it's called, the Obsidian title? They're the guys that actually they're the studio that made Fallout New Vegas. But have you played Outer Worlds? That's a pretty good game. I'd recommend that for sure.
I think they're making a sequel at some point.
Yo, Kyle, just as you ordered, we protecting all the women and children free of charge. Good, good. And you remember to charge men double the normal fee, haven't you? Once a bandit, always, yeah. He's a dick, alright.
I'm not even sure where this place really goes. You did play a couple hours. It was fun and interesting. Didn't get sucked in enough to play far.
It is still a fucking time sink for sure. Like I think in my file for that game, I put in like 48 hours or something like that. Okay, I guess I'll get a row here and then yeah, get all 6 of those, please. There you go.
Check this out.
Oh no, it's a nine-tailed frog. What are we gonna do?
How's it going, Frog? Your favorite game for me to play currently is being played. Until the movie starts.
By the power of Athena.
Which I believe is 7 p.m. We're watching the Great Escape, I guess. I'd be down for that. Might go get some food before the movie starts. Thought about going to Lee's Chicken a little later. Because I do like their chicken. Their sweet tea's pretty good, too. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. Oh, Angel's Tear. Yeah, and I still cannot open those chests. I should be able to learn that ability soon. So... But yeah, for context, Frog, we are going towards the Red Dragon. We're going to the Marius Zone right now, so just so you know.
Okay, you want the volume up a little bit? Fine, fine. Will that suffice, Frog? Dragon was supposed to stream Star Control too.
I assume he's not, so fuck him. Cool, we're in another area of the game. What the hell is this thing? Looks like a Stonehenge or some shit. Like, it looks like a bunch of rocks surrounding an area. Oh, well, I appreciate they have the goddess statue right in front of the town gate here. This is Reza, a refuge for those too guilty to face the law-abiding world. Okay. Rule number 1, work hard. Rule number 2, learn much. Rule number 3, steal all. Those are the basic rules of the Thieves Guild. Follow them all and you'll be very successful. Uh-huh. It's not budging. I think we need a key. Okay. What's in here? Oh, children, are you lost? It wouldn't surprise me. Reza was intentionally built with a confusing design to make it easier for thieves to hide and run away. My husband is a member of the guild, and he still gets lost for hours at a time. Okay. Interesting. Where the This place is all kind of weird. Well, I don't even know where the fuck I'm going, really. Okay. Oh, so apparently... Oh, so I guess that's a one-way exit then? That little building there? Okay. Well, can we talk to the dude up here? I was headed for the Thieves' Bazaar, but I stumbled into the guild headquarters instead. I hate it in there. All they do is talk about which thieves make the most money. Just because I'm not pulling in the big bucks doesn't mean I'm not a good thief. Okay. I steal, therefore I am. The Big Book of Suckers. Avoiding arrest the easy way. These sure are some amazing books, Alex. Yeah, they are. I think my favorite is I steal, therefore I am. I think that's it's a pretty self-aware book. Does this other bookshelf have something on there? No.
Honestly, people are a bit purist about Fallout at this point. Fallout 3 on, we're totally different. It's like complaining that Warcraft sucks because it stopped being good after the Frozen Throne. Like 2 decades in a different genre later. Of course you don't like it if it's not your jam in the first place. Ha.
I mean, I'd almost be willing to bet like half the fan base that were complaining like, oh, it's not like Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. This Fallout 4. Have they never even played the Interplay original game? Because I have. And it's actually quite good. Like the original Fallout came out like '98 or whatever. Like, it's actually a fun game. I never managed to beat it. I really should, but like the way I had my character set up, like he could barely take a hit. So like when it got to like the Super Mutants introduction, I basically got my ass handed to me all the time. I was just like, fuck it. But yeah, the original Fallout, it's a good game. Welcome to Reza, not exactly the wealthiest town in the Marius Zone, but a great place to learn the latest news and gossip, and the beer's lovely. Beer. Probably grab that a little bit later after I get my food. I think I still have 2 or 3 cans of that hard cider still. Null, are you alright? Well, the inhabitants of Reza certainly are rude. I can see why Kyle fits in so nicely here. Hey, Null, did that guy bump into you? Yeah, he probably stole shit. Yes? Wait! The white dragon wings, they're gone! Well, you just learned the only real downer to this place. It's a den of thieves. There are so many of them. They're even formed a guild. Watch your valuables. This place can get a little rough. Hey, Kyle, perhaps you could have warned us before Null got robbed. Rez is a big town. If we're gonna find those wings, we better start looking now. I know you heard me, you selectively deaf weasel. Yup. Shenanigans ensue. Guess no teleport now. What's wrong, children? You look scared. Has something been stolen from you? Seems that everyone's a thief in this town, even me. Ha ha! Bitch! I don't think there's ever been a better time to be a member of the Thieves Guild. Our leader has a sharp mind for business, and our new recruits are quick learners. Why don't you kids join up too? You look pretty smart to me. That's right, we're smart enough not to enter the world of organized crime. Yeah, no shit. I mean, what beautiful armor, and it's all stolen, right? So they probably wouldn't mind if I borrowed a piece. No, but I certainly would. And here I thought you'd given up the thieving life. Don't get your undergarments in tangle, sweet cheeks. It was a joke, alright? A joke. Uh-huh. Do these guys actually sell armor and weapons? Come on and spend some money before I have to steal it from you. Well, that's a motivation to
Get some purchases. See, the original probably hits the role playing way more, and you'd love that. But the style of RPG, it just isn't just what I like anymore. It's very turn based. Like it kind of works like a chessboard, D&D sort of style. That's what the original Fallout is like. Ah. Frog has to have the volume one more time. There better be a cool musical number coming up here.
like are the thieves gonna break out in Broadway song now or what? Let's see what you got. So we have a couple of things that look new. Got a sorcerer's robe, okay. Silver armlet, I can give that to Mia there. Let's see, we got purity clothes, which is washed in holy water. Kind of ironic, considering we, you know, this priestess gown, we found this in a literal den of thieves town. I mean, I definitely have enough money to suit everybody, so I might as well get it for everybody. Fuck it. Get that outfit for you, get that outfit for you. Get that armlet for you. Get that robe for you. Get that robe for you, Nash. Okay, and let's just sell our other shit. Okay. Cool. Don't miss the armory in the Thieves Guild. My brother will give you some great deals. That or he'll rip you off, depends on his mood. I'm sure.
If I were a rich man, maybe.
Yeah. Go and save real quick. I have a feeling some shit's gonna go down. And I mean, we can't escape from here, which sucks, because we lost our wings, but... Oh, the weapon shop here? Okay, any good weapons? We've got weapons here from all over the world that we stole. Come on here, take a look. Alright, what do you got? Oh, wrong, Oh wow, you can actually buy a flail? That's kind of awesome, actually. You have a spiritual staff? Ethereal cane? Well, I mean, that raises your attack by 10. That's an easy purchase. Raises Nash attack by 10 too, fuck. I mean, we definitely want to get the samurai blade for Alex, because that's just fucking badass, you know? Who doesn't want to have a samurai sword?
The combat voice acting is better in Lunar 2? Huh.
I guess we'll eventually find that out, won't we? Okay, now I can see my money being spent really fucking fast. These are kind of expensive. But I mean, I am gonna buy... Oh, fucking inventory's full, goddammit. sell one of those healing nuts real quick so I can put this shit on. 87 to 92, that's probably worth it. Wait, what does that say? Harikari made easy? Isn't that the Japanese word for like a suicide bomber or something like that? Isn't that what that means? I might be thinking of a different word. I don't know. Anyway, get this staff for him. Get that cane for you. Okay, you have the bastard sword, so you're good. And then get the flail for you, I guess. Okay. Everyone's loaded up. So all this shit. Alright. Still got about 15,000 silver, which is nice.
Honorable suicide, you basically gut yourself.
Oh. I thought that was called, Oh, well, I think only samurais do that. Seppuku? Isn't that, when a samurai kills himself? Like, in honor of his, like, fallen lord or whatever? Maybe Harikari is just when, like, anyone other than a samurai does suicide.
Yes, but this game is older.
Huh. Okay. Well, I learned something. This is awful. I've been assigned by the Thieves Guild to burgle the town of Illic next month. Like, there's anything valuable among that collection of cooks and crackpots? Okay. I'll have fun with that. I know that people say terrible things about Reza, but we're all good people here. Although some of us can be a bit intimidating at first. Good people who do bad things. Okay, so what do you call bad people that do good things? Anti-heroes? I have no idea why these ladders just randomly go up to these shelves. It's very strange. Reza was founded by people like me, notorious lawbenders who had to flee from justice or pay the ultimate price. Now, our once great city has become a town of petty thieves selling their stolen goods at a filthy flea market. It's a tragedy, I tell you. Okay. Oh wait, what did that say? 8th annual thievery competition, first place gemstone division. This old guy's not just a thief, he's an award-winning thief. Yeah, apparently so. Now just wait. Like, ironically, the trophy that he got for stealing the gemstone is actually worth more than the gemstone he stole. Like, that would be pretty ironic.
I think you're right about the samurai part.
Examine everything? I'm trying to, Frog. Because I assume there's some interesting text around here. Plus, I love me a good joke or two. I invent tools to make the craft of thievery easier and safer. But the members of the Thieves Guild think they're too good to need my inventions. They keep telling me to move to Illic. Haha, very funny. I'm a thief, not a cook. Kook. Okay. I don't see anything interesting here. Yeah, I hope in this stream I'll be able to face the Red Dragon and do his trial. That's what I'd like to do today. Yes, well, I've been given a distinctly different assignment by my superiors at the Thieves Guild. I'll be robbing the people of Myriad? That sounds like a town name. Next month, there aren't many hiding places for the criminal element. But the residents are so slow that they won't even realize they've been plundered. Right, then what's your assignment? I haven't seen you around here before. We're not thieves. Oh, hello. Don't mind the smile on my face. Just got done with another big shopping spree at the Thieves Bazaar. They have everything you could imagine. It's all at rock bottom prices. Yeah, it's easy to have great prices when you get all your inventory for free. I mean, yeah, that's why fences exist. I don't see that thief anywhere, but I know he ran in here. Let's talk to the barkeep and find out where he went. And stay calm. Just stay calm. Yeah, Alex, doesn't the old man at the counter look kind of familiar? What is it, Lake up there? I wouldn't doubt it. See the old guy behind the counter? He ain't no bartender. He's the head of the Thieves Guild and the mayor of Reza. I keep hearing about this evil group called the Violet Tribe that lives in the frontier. Who the hell is the Violet Tribe? And who the hell could survive out there? Seems not everyone outside of Vane knows the history of our world. Indeed. Lily has shut herself in her room and won't come out. The poor girl has been terrified ever since she heard about the singers being kidnapped by the Violet Tribe. What's even more depressing is that she's too afraid to sing. Okay. Potential Beezy coming up here, I guess. Lily should be standing on that table right now and singing her dear little heart out. If I wasn't too drunk to see straight, I'd be out there looking for a little love right now. Good to see he has his priorities straight. Damn right. Damn right. Yeah, it is Lake. He's here. Ho ho ho, Alex. I wouldn't have expected to see you in a place like this. There are a lot of thieves in Reza. Make sure you keep a firm grip on your possessions. Too late. You've already been robbed? Good luck finding the culprit. Ha ha. Uh-huh. Hey Kyle, haven't seen you around here for a while. Sit down and have a drink. Lad, hell, have 3. Let's hear some stories about life in Nanza. Wish I could, friend, but I'm not here to tell tales and swill ales. Someone stole a valuable item from a member of my group, and I'm here to get it back. That's a shame, Kyle. But complaining about thievery in Reza is like whining about wuss magicians in Vane, you know? Hey! Cool it, Nash. Actually, I was hoping you could help get us back. You're an influential guy around here. Isn't there anything you can do? Well, this must be important if you're trying to use flattery. There is a way to get your item back. Members of the guild aren't allowed to steal from other members. If one of you joins the guild, whoever stole your item will have to give it back to you. Not as easy as I'd hoped, but I guess we don't really have a choice. So how do I join the guild? Your thieving skills have to be tested by one of our guild elite. He can be found working in Marriott this week. Finding him is also part of the test. You know how to get to Marriott, right? Just walk along the coast of the inner sea until you reach it. Marriott? That's Marriott. That's practically in the Stadia zone? Are we strong enough to go that far? Hey, you guys can stay here if you want. I'm the one who has to pass the test. As long as y'all don't mind being labeled wimps for life, I'm fine with it. I mean, we might as well go to get tougher, right? Imagine we can get at least a couple levels in the process.
Mary's Rod? That's what the actual town is called? Mary's Rod?
Because there's no S in the name. All this food is stolen, huh? Maybe one of these thieves can teach me a few tricks. I never go hungry again. Yeah, no joke. Would be pretty convenient if I didn't have to spend anything on food. But again, that's...
I was such a fucking fatty on Thursday, people.
Like, there was, I think I had, like, 5 slices of pizza that day. I was just like, oh my god. And understandably, like, when I got home, I didn't even eat anything the rest of the day. So... In fact, I actually took a nap because of all the fucking carbs in my system. At least we're somewhat squared away. Oh, there's a potion shop here or something? Stroll directly south from here and you'll find the town of Iluk. It is always a gamble to travel there for the purposes of thievery. The inventions can be found are either quite valuable or quite worthless. No, you're just trolling my mistake. Okay. Well, of course my store is small. Low overhead equals high profits. Now come on, buy something. Well, how high are your profits? Like, is this still 200? Okay, it's still 200 just like everybody else. Alright, that's fine then. I'll just buy some healing nuts, I guess, for the road. I guess I could buy a couple antidote. Maybe a couple cleansing water. I don't need any dragon wings. I got like 4 or 5 of those. Are you leaving already? Fine. Maybe I'll spend a little more the next time you're in here. Well, maybe I won't with that attitude, sir. Goddamn. Let me talk to this guy outside of the gate here. What's your story? All these people call Reza the town of thieves, but we don't just steal from anyone, you know. We only go after rich folk who can't afford it. You know, people like Master Mel. What? If I ever caught you breaking into my house, I'd crack your kneecaps. Damn straight. Did I go? I think I talked to you, didn't I? Yeah, talking about all the rules here. I actually saw a chest there. I'll have to remember there's a chest there when I learn how to open this shit. Okay, so they said to go along the coast, I guess. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to check out the
Town of Illic. Jessica and Mia like the nuts.
I'm guaranteed they probably do like the nuts. Do you think one likes the nuts more than the other? Don't answer that. Okay, there's only one way to go south. Okay, going south then. You know, one thing I just noticed, the overworld map, the music changed. I guess because I'm in the Marius Zone, which is different from whatever the fuck we were considered. What the fuck is this thing over here? Some kind of shrine? What is this? Oh, this is the spring of Goddess Althena. If you enter its soothing waters, you can purify your soul. Do you wish to? Sure. As you must know, springs where the two sexes bathe together are not permitted. In light of that, it is now necessary to inform you that this is a spring for males only. Your female companions may wait over there, or seek out the springs designated for them. Okay. That's fair. Okay. I didn't expect to see a little scene of all the dudes in my party naked there, but okay. I'll definitely need to find the female fountain now.
You like the music? Reminds you of Dark Cloud a bit. This is why you get the soap. Oh, like you need the soap in order to see, like, the female cutscene? Is that where you're going at, Frog?
And yeah, Singin' Hen, I do actually have Dark Cloud. I downloaded it on my PS4, like the digital version. I'm not a huge fan of it, to tell you the truth. Like, I should probably play a bit more of it. Like, my main problem with Dark Cloud is this. Like, whenever you go into a dungeon, you know, and you, like, go down floor by floor or whatever, all the floors seem exactly the same to me.
So it gets, like, really repetitive really quick.
I do like, some of the aspects of it, like placing things in, like, the village and shit like that. Like, the buildings. I do like that in the game. But, like, the actual dungeons themselves, for the most part, are pretty fucking boring.
I should probably go back to it, though. Maybe my opinion will change.
I've heard Dark Cloud 2 is better, but if it still has the boring dungeons, I doubt I'll ever play it.
Oh, there's actually a scene for each girl. Mia shows more than Jessica.
Interesting. I'm starting to feel refreshed. Your skin is absolutely radiant. Yep, damn straight it is. Oh, and that's nice. There's actually got a statue here too. Cool.
Yeah, data limitations for artwork and other stuff. Definitely repetitive dungeons. Haha. You focus on the enemies and stuff more than the area design.
Like, I managed to go through the first, like, dungeon and, like, face, you know, beat the boss at the end. I think I made it, like, halfway through, like, the second dungeon. But I lost interest.
Still not a terrible game, though.
what do you expect? It is one of what the hell's the company called? Level 5? Didn't they make Dark Cloud Level 5? It sounds right. I think that was one of their first games. I'm not even sure where the hell I'm going. Going through this forest or whatever. There's a brain licker here. That sounds fucking gross.
I wanted to do a Discord voice chat. Hop on for more consistent talking back and forth.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen for a while. Give me a sec.
Where are you on here? I know I added you on here. I don't see your name on here. Where the hell is it? Do your real name. Oh, what's your 4-digit tag, Singin' Hen? I could have sworn I've added you on Discord before, but I don't see your thing here. Unless mine shows up, mine should just be Final Master Link. Discord. See you on here though. Cause like I don't have a lot of friends actually on Discord. That's the thing. Okay. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Oh, for fuck's sakes, dude. I must be like the stupidest bastard or something. I can't seem to even type your name right. I know what your name is. And I have the correct thing. God damn it. If you could, you can whisper your like Discord like full thing to me if you want. I seem to be a dummy here this Saturday. Like I could have sworn I talked to you and Chase on Discord before. You're not pending, right? No. Huh. Alright, give me a sec. Add. It still won't let me send it. I copied and pasted it. What the fuck's going on with this?
Just try adding me as a friend, I guess. I whispered it to you back. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Like it just refused to do it. Fucking dumb. All right, here we go. Hey, man. Oh shit, do I have you too quiet? Don't I have an invite link? Yeah, I got an invite. I'm in the call right now. Ever gonna change that formation, boy? Yeah, probably. Funky, how's it going? I'm not hearing you singing.
I'm on push to talk. Hang on.
Okay.
More difficult than anyone our age and experience with technology has any right to struggle with it.
I mean, I always hated push to talk. Like the only thing I can concept of why that came about was like at the birth of like online gaming, you know, like when Xbox Live took off. Like maybe what you do is like if you're in a room full of like certain people you just wanted to say a quick thing to, maybe you'd use push to talk, but then like shut up because there's a bunch of kids spouting nonsense. It's the only thing I could think of when you'd use push to talk. But what do I know?
I'll figure out the push to talk. I have it set to that because I lurk sometimes in live audiobook reading channels, and last thing they want is for everyone's mic to be spilling over.
Okay. Damn, that did hella damage.
Honestly, I can't find it on my phone, so I'm going to try to get it on PC here.
Yeah. My friend Funky entered the chat, and he's talking about, oh, change your formation. I was like, okay, fine. Because this game's kind of goofy. You can actually, like, you can kind of, like, place where your characters, like, stand at the start of a battle. I typically just have, like, the warriors up front and then the mages in the back. Kind of like any kind of RPG would make sense, you know?
Aha! I found a way to change it on mobile.
Nice.
I just had to drag up the options bar. I always miss those tiny little slivers that indicate you're able to drag up or like a full menu.
Yeah.
Because they're so small. I mean, that's kind of the point. They're they're not obtrusive.
Yeah.
But when you're looking for them,
It's like you can't find them. Oh yeah, Funky. I got the soap, so I'm gonna try not to drop the soap.
don't drop that soap, man.
I'm trying
Hey,
not
just
to.
so I'm aware, is the call technically on stream or just between us?
It's on stream.
Yeah. Oh no! I'm just kidding. I just want to be sure that way I can kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll try not to use your real name. I almost slipped and said it.
Yeah. I know, right? I keep trying to get my wife to not like accidentally dox us and stuff when we go live.
Special delivery.
At this point, I personally don't give a shit. It was one thing I was really not wanting to do back in like middle and high school because I was making YouTube videos back in those days.
Really? I didn't know that.
Well, that's
Power of Althena.
that's the reason why I didn't want other classmates to know about it. You know what I mean? So
Right, because you didn't want them to judge you probably, because high school, middle school, you know, everyone's an asshole.
yep. Yep. I think Chase knew, but he was just like, oh, whatever. I mean that fucker didn't even get internet until like fucking freshman year on his computer.
Dude,
So, like it's
I
ridiculous.
graduated with dial-up.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was
You
rough.
gotta, you know.
Yeah, fucking set it to download and forget about it for a couple hours. If it's anything bigger than a JPEG or maybe a small MP3, downloading videos or games or anything, it was ungodly.
Oh, is the guy I'm talking to, he's pretty loud, Frog? Should just be able to lower you in Discord.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Under 30%.
a lot easier than me finding a way to do it.
Let's get you at 111%. That should help.
I'm on a Bluetooth headset, so I can still move about and do things. That might be part of it too, because I notice a lot of times the mics are super fucking sensitive on those.
Yeah. Ooh, 1,000
Yeah,
silver.
Dark Cloud was really fun. I thought I did eventually play the sequel, which it took until I had a PS4 and I just got the back comp
Yep.
version because I went to check it out at one of the rental stores back when those were big, and I think we took it home and it like wasn't in there or it was scratched or I think that's what it was. It was so scratched it was unreadable.
Ugh, that sucks.
I was so disappointed as a kid because I was probably this is probably when we were like 8, you know.
Check this out.
I
Yeah,
kinda
if you
wonder...
just want me to be silent at some point, let me know because at the moment I'm only listening to the Discord call. That way I'm not. Actually, I don't know if I can even play the Twitch and Discord call at the same time on
I'll
my
let you know
phone.
when there's like a anime cutscene or major event coming up. That's kind of one of the selling points of this game is it actually showed animated cutscenes like in an you know what I mean, anime
Oh,
style.
and that was huge back then.
Yeah, it was. And like I said,
Well,
I think this game came out on the Saturn originally, so I bet that was quite a treat. Because
Ooh,
the Saturn came out like
especially
what,
then.
95 or some shit? 94?
I don't know. I'll Google it real quick. I happen to be sitting at my computer.
Console I'll never fucking own. That shit's so expensive. Can you heal everybody? Yeah, go ahead and heal everybody. Nope, shit. Well, Kyle's dead.
1994 in Japan.
Fuck.
1995 in North America.
Check
'Cause that's
this
back
out.
when everything was staggered out of Japan.
Man, I'm trying to think, dude. A disc-based system in those days, that shit would have cost hella a lot. I would think.
Let me see if they, because I'm just looking at the wiki, they might even have it here somewhere, I'm sure. Background development launch,
Come on, get back on your feet.
44,800 yen. Oh, I'm gonna attempt to do just a conversion yen to dollars. I'm not even gonna look at inflation. I'm just gonna cut it by like a half or something. That's too much. But it is. I always find it interesting too, hearing these things. You know.
Althena, lend me your power.
Thank God I actually got a heal in. Fuck off, B.
Fun fact, the kids were all like 12 years old in the Saturn version. They aged them up for the PlayStation release. Well, why'd they do that?
It might have been a thing about what happens, and it's more acceptable in Japan versus wide release.
Oh, you know what? Now I think about it. There's supposed to be like a scene up ahead where like your female party members are like naked, like around a hot spring. I could see why they would artificially
Yeah.
say they're 15
especially in
instead
the
of 12.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Absolutely.
That makes total sense.
Hmm.
Because none of these characters look like they're less than 15, in my opinion.
Apparently, they did.
Hell, Kyle, he looks like he could fucking be in the military. Like, he looks like he could sign up for draft. Like, he looks like he's at least 18.
Well, it's all the hormones in the milk or whatever bullcrap they want to say, right?
I would doubt it. Fucking nuts.
So apparently they shipped 200,000 Saturns initially that sold out on the first day. And then they waited, let's see, when did they first... It looks like they waited just over a week until the launch of the PlayStation to ship more units. And so selling side by side, the Saturn was more popular initially.
Well, to my knowledge, the first year of the PS1 was not very good.
Oh, it was a little rough,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, I don't even... I'm trying to think. I don't even think we got, like, the classics like Crash or Spyro for, like, another year or so.
Of course, we were young enough. We didn't know. We didn't
Right.
care, you know.
I mean, I got my PS1 pretty fucking late, honestly. Like I remember, I even still have it. You know, like the super tiny PS1 that they made. I think they call it the
Yeah.
PSX or whatever. That's what I grew up on.
Really?
Yeah, and like
Okay.
my dad bought that like in probably like 2000 or whatever, or 99.
See, I
And we
think I had
we
the
just
big
got
gray.
Crash 3, not Crash 2 or 1, Crash 3. And I think
Well, of
even
course,
that,
it's the
you know, and
newest.
I think that was even a greatest hits, like, you know what I mean? It was like the green label, so like it was a reprint. So that's
Right.
yeah, I was pretty late
You're
even
like,
for the
it's
PS1.
so good, you gotta pick it up, you know?
Yeah, I mean it was pretty
That's
cheap.
awesome.
I think he even told me he bought it for like $100 or $99, something like that.
Nice. Yeah, see, let's see, my consoles, I actually didn't know this until I got a lot older, because I'm like, yeah, I had an original Nintendo. Oh, hell no, that thing was knockoff. But, you know, single-digit kid, you know, I wasn't old enough to know. I didn't even know they were knockoffs, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
And so I had that, and then we jumped to the N64. So that was, you know, pretty cool. And then we had a PS1 at some point there. And
Yeah.
then it was kind of like my dad's big flex when like the divorce and stuff was happening. He's like, I'm getting that PS2 brand new. And it's like, oh my gosh, does he love us? And it's, well,
Yeah,
anyways,
I've kind of
that's
experienced
not-
that too.
but it shipped with Dark Cloud. So that's why Dark Cloud's so big to me. Because I was like, it's like when we were 6, 7 years old, you know? So that was a very formative time to be experiencing Dark Cloud.
Yeah.
also Walker's in the chat, which is great. And the first thing he wants to inform us is a fun fact: 12 is legal in some countries. I'm aware of that.
That is not a fun fact.
It is. It is what it is.
I
This Final
mean-
Fantasy game looks weird. It's not a Final Fantasy, sir.
I'm gonna look it up in the states because it varies state by state. Age of consent and
Like I understand like literally from a biological standpoint, because like you got to look like out in the animal kingdom. You know, like for example, I think it's chimpanzees. It takes I think it's about 6 years for a mother to raise, you know, her child to be of independent age. And I think at 7 years or 8 years, that's when the chimp can actually reproduce. You know, is of maturing
right,
age.
but we're not chimps, dude. I
Well,
mean,
it's because
you
we
know,
have a society built around our structure. That's why it is what it is.
yeah, but
it's an
you know, I'm not
artificial
gonna argue
cap.
for it.
I mean, despite all that, anyway, I've never once looked at a 12-year-old girl and like, oh yeah, she's hot, because like 12-year-old girls don't have tits and ass, so I don't care. You know.
All right, so you're at least a hebephile, possibly a normal person. We got it. No, so looking at this map of the states, it looks like everyone's updated. The youngest is 16, which, you know, because it used to be stuff like 14 or this or that. And of course, there's various rules. Like some states have Romeo and Juliet laws.
I think there are some rules like you have to ask about like the parents' consent or some shit like that. It's,
Well, it's kind of like how a 16-year-old, if they have parental permission,
yeah.
you know, they can marry up, you know, anyone of any age, of legal age, that is.
I guarantee
you know.
that those kind of laws, those are probably in places like Louisiana, Arkansas. You know, kind of more southern belt kind
Right.
of shit. You know,
I could see that. I can
Yeah.
see that.
not to say, you know, it's not to bash the southerners, but you know, it's a thing.
We do it lovingly, you know. It's like an older brother,
this out.
you know. Which technically, I think that would hold because Texas and all them. I think they came after our state, our home state.
Yeah.
So I think that's okay to say. It's like an older brother being like, "Hey, you're kind of being a fuckhead, so maybe cut it out."
Be like, calm your tits, bro.
Basically,
Finally got a
yes.
Level 20, big dick 20. Very nice. Anyone else getting a level? No. Okay.
Okay, apparently Walker of the Wheel has had 12 wanks today, and he's happy and a little exhausted. I would say. Mississippi used to have 12 as age of consent for females. Not sure what it is now. If a 12-year-old had tits and ass, you'd be into it, FML? No, I would not.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too. Is like you're kind of touching on biology versus psychology, as well as like social norms and everything else. Because, like you said, like in the animal kingdom, there's all these things, but as far as it goes for us, like our development
We're
physically,
we're so far away from our natural state of being. It's incredible.
well, not even that. Like, you know, we've just come to learn. Holy crap, our brains don't even fully develop until sometime into our 20s.
Yep.
You know, like some of those functions. And when you know that, and they tend to be about like risk assessment and all those other things that, you know, the rest of us use for, okay, who's allowed to be fucked, who are we interested in fucking, what's allowed to, you know, how do you accomplish that, what's allowed there, you know.
Yeah.
And it's this constant evolution, you know. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up like in the next, say, 200 years, you know, like 18 won't be the marker for an adult anymore. They'll probably just do 20
I would
because it'll
doubt
be
it.
like a nice even number, you
Yeah.
know. But honestly, because like I'm relatively progressive, you know, but I also am like pretty conservative on some things just by the nature of our area. But you know, like I think voter disenfranchisement's bad. But if you ask me, should 16-year-olds be allowed to vote? I'm gonna say fuck no, because we
No.
got grown ass adults that can't even manage to do it.
Yeah. I agree. We can use Blizzard. Fuck it. Fuck all these bees. I hate them. I don't know why. These little bee things, they kind of look like bee drills. Like an early design of a bee drill from Pokemon. Kind of look like them. Only they're too
You know,
cute.
Pokemon's got another thing that they changed for North American release. Like, do you remember the old man who was laying down sleeping in the road so you
Oh
couldn't
yeah,
get
wasn't
past him?
wasn't he like drunk or something?
Yeah, he's supposed to be
Yeah,
drunk
that's funny
originally.
though. That's funny.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could totally see, like, you know, in a country where, you know, no one's allowed to drink until 21 at that time, like, they
Yeah.
don't really want to be telling their 5-year-old, you know, what it means to drink and get drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, a lot of kids are older than that. But that's kind of when our introduction
God
was,
damn,
you
dude.
know,
These guys are
probably.
really resistant against magic. Let's use the multi-hit attack. Fuck it. Or no. Yeah, multi-hit attack. Fuck it.
Oh, also for the record, if anyone hates listening to me, that's totally fine. You can just mute me or cut me from the stream. I could be a little bit much at times.
I mean, I'm sure they can just deal with it. I'm not going to be playing this game all night. One of the few like things I actually like about this game is you basically get instant revives. So like two of my
Ooh.
characters got knocked out, right? But like there's this little
Mhm.
like critter thing. At the end of each battle, he'll just revive everybody. It's
Nice.
quite nice, yeah.
It's a quality of life thing back when it wasn't as common to do.
Yeah.
See, that's one thing I think that a lot of game makers like.
Remember the canes? I already sold those fire canes, Dragon. Or, Frog.
I mean, I have Jessica and Mia, or not Jessica and Mia. I have Mia and Nash having those other canes though. What are they called? They have ethereal canes, which I don't think actually cast anything, do they?
Oh ho ho! I have a really fun fact. I really doubt that's a fun fact if we're talking about the previous ages of consent.
Try using them as objects? Okay, I'll try doing that. I'm not even sure if there's an exit to this damn place. But getting experience at least. Yeah, a friend of mine, he told me I should be in the 40s or so by the end of the game. I'm level 20 now, so that makes me feel like I'm getting kinda there to the halfway mark. Kinda.
played any of the Pokemon spin-offs, or not spin-offs, but
Yeah, I
you
have.
know, games that are they're trying to be Pokemon, but they're not Pokemon. You know.
I mean, the XD series for the GameCube is what comes to mind. Like, they're not main series games. They do their own thing.
I'm talking like, say, Temtem or Nexamon.
What the fuck is that?
You heard of those?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Well, so the genre that Pokemon basically made, or is, is monster catching, right?
Yeah.
So someone else is going to make a monster catching game. And honestly, dude, I haven't played Temtem enough to say, but Nexamon, my wife and I played the shit out of that. It was so fun, and there were so many like quality of life things. It's like, why in the fuck has Pokemon, why haven't they done this in the last 20 years? It's so much more fun.
I mean, on the top of my head, have you ever heard of the fuck's it called? Yokai Watch?
I've heard of it. I know nothing about it.
I've played it. It is a Pokemon clone. It does its own thing, though. I don't think it really got very popular, like, in the US, though. So I don't even think it's going on anymore. But, like, they made a couple of 3DS games, like, when it was actually, supported, the system. I played the first one. I thought it was decent. One thing that I thought was kind of dumb is, like, in the battle, you don't actually directly control your yokai, your demon. You just kind of like you just kind of like stir it in the direction of what you want it to do. It's very strange.
So you kind of just point it in the direction of something to fight, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, boss.
It's weird.
So you don't like tell it what moves to use or any of that.
No,
It's kind of random, but I think like the more you fight, like the better kind of a move pool it has a chance to utilize, if that makes sense.
Oh,
like I
so
said, it's
it
weird.
levels up and has like new abilities that you may not be able to tell it still to use, but it's now can use.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's super goofy.
That does sound a bit goofy. So like, what's the main draw of it then? Like, what is it that makes that one fun?
Walker, why are you talking about Final Fantasy X? What are you talking about? Nocturne?
Digimon, aka budget Pokemon.
What's Nocturne? I've never heard of that.
Unless you're talking about the goddamn unless you're talking about the piano by Chopin, which is a pretty good song.
I will not have Digimon slander in the chat unless you allow it.
I've actually heard Digimon has made some kind of good games back in the day. Like when I was a kid, I had Digimon World 3, and I liked it.
It is way more hit or miss in the games market and card market, I will admit. To me, Digimon, it's all about the cartoon and the movies. That's where it's at.
Okay.
Because like when Saban was still making it and stuff, I would occasionally get to catch an episode before school, or especially if we had a 2-hour delay. And on a rewatch, I only rewatch a couple dozen episodes, but it has so much more depth of character and just like fascinating themes and stories than Pokemon ever has.
Holy
Other
shit.
than maybe the movies.
Yeah.
By the power of Athena.
Because, like, I mean, YouTube, or not,
Oh, you're talking about Nocturne
Pokemon
is a Shin
2000,
Megami Tensei
YouTube
game.
Strikes Back.
Digimon is for people who have limited mental capacity.
Damn. That's harsh. That's harsh.
That doesn't necessarily make them bad games. I mean, I could say Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is for people who have mental capacities, but Dragon enjoys it for some reason. I mean, I need to kill this.
Yeah,
fucking
no, the
boss.
Digimon games, they definitely are very hit or miss. I feel like
Check this out.
they kind of just do their own thing, you know? Like, you might recognize some game mechanics or, like, concepts, but I've never played a Digimon game and gone, hey, it's like this other Digimon game, or hey, this could definitely compete in the marketplace of video games, because they're just so weird.
Yeah.
They make very odd gameplay choices.
I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to go through this swamp thing or not. I might have to go back. I'm getting low on... Oh, shit. Oh, well, I can just use a fucking... Dragon Wing to get out of here, yeah. Oh, this isn't considered a dungeon, you fucker.
Have you played any of the, like, I think it's like Dragon Quest? There was like 12 of them or something.
There's a lot of Dragon Quest stuff out there. The official titles, I've only played the first one, which is on like the NES, and I've played most of the second Dragon Quest. I've not played any of the other mainland titles. I own some of them.
See, I only ever had this one random game, and it was on the NES knockoff I had, and I just remember it was so terrifying as a kid because, like, you'd get your shit wrecked, and then you just lose all your progress. There'd be slimes, and it was such a creepy general vibe that I got as a kid, but I loved it. And I never knew what it was, and I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure I must have played one of the first two, maybe the third one.
Was it called Dragon Warrior?
Ooh, maybe. It might have been Dragon Warrior.
Because that's what they called it when they first tried to send it to the US. Probably due to licensing, or not licensing, trademark issues. Like maybe there's like a movie called Dragon Quest that came out, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure that dumb stuff happens all the time.
So yeah, might have been a case of that. I really need to escape this battle.
Do you ever play the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games?
What do you mean by classic? On what system?
Well, I'm like back in the arcade for when the first ones for like NES and stuff.
Yeah, I actually when I first got my Nintendo, I got the Konami like Ultra Games TMNT game, which I actually think is decent. Some people give it shit, but I think it's quite decent. I actually managed to beat it. That is not an easy game to beat. And I also have TMNT, like the kind of arcade game that was ported to the NES. I have that too. Beyond that, I've not really played any TMNT games then. Some of my friends, they really wanted me to get the what was it called? Shredder's Revenge, I guess.
Oh, that new one?
Yeah, the new one that's like all 4-player. Or no, I think it's up to 6 players. I'm stuck. What the fuck game?
Yeah, I think it's up to 6. I tried it a little bit with my brother because, you know, we grew up on the NES one and the arcade one, which I guess are probably the same. And, you know, it definitely hits a certain vibe.
I'm literally stuck. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. Here's the one thing that sucks ass. So you actually have infinite, or not infinite. You can save anywhere in the game, which is cool. But one thing that pisses me off is when you're trying to escape from an enemy, and they like kind of blink after you successfully run away, they can still like block you. And I'm basically like run into the wall with this bush. I cannot move. This enemy's basically holding me back even when I run away from him. It's super fucking dumb. Let me try defending maybe. I don't know. This is exactly why you save a lot in this game. Apparently the battery for my controller is low. That's fine. Should last me until the end of this stream session.
Oh, you play off of batteries? You don't like just plug it in?
I'm playing this on the PS3.
Oh, right.
Like
Well, I mean, same thing. Couldn't you plug it in?
I mean, I could, but I'm lazy.
I feel that. You know, the irony is I almost exclusively game with my controller plugged in now. Whereas back in the day, it was so cool and exciting to have anything that got rid of the cords because they only ever gave you like a 1.5 foot long cord.
Check
I
this
swear to
out.
God.
Yeah.
You even jerk a little bit and you're like yanking on your console.
Lend me your power!
Okay, Walker's talking more shit about Digimon. Digivolving isn't its own thing, it's a copy Pokemon. Frog, is Moemon that Pokemon hack where all the girls are cute anime girls? You always wanted to play that? I'd probably play that too, actually. It would make me want to fuck 100% of the Pokemon instead of the roughly 60%. Wow. I would fuck Weezing, but like, how would you do it? Moemon is the Pokegirls game. I assume it has an asshole? Unless there's another game called Pokegirls, I'm sure there is somewhere.
People love their ROM hacks of all the popular games. But no joke, I'd probably play a game called Moemon. If it's like Pokemon just with cute anime girls. I wonder what a Moemon Dragonite would look like. I bet that'd be adorable. Okay, now how am I gonna... Can I just run away from these guys? I just want to run. Just run. If at least one person can run away, it'll be fine. I can't get over how hard these people hit. Like, the regular everyday enemy, like, they'll hit you, and they can do, like, 60% of your health. It's ridiculous.
That's old game design, though, I swear. Like, there's a reason people went back to Dark Souls, because it just mimicked all the shit that kicked your ass as a kid.
You're just weak FML.
Am I? Should I not be in this area yet, or... Like, I don't know, bro.
Also, thank you for the follow, Scuba Steve 3. Interesting name.
Air Frog's just like, you're just too weak.
I'd like to know how Scuba Steve found out he was the third Scuba Steve.
Well, maybe his father's Scuba Steve 2, and his grandfather is Scuba Steve 1.
Maybe.
Did you go to Illic? I thought that's what I was going to. I'm in like some kind of swamp area now. I don't know. I'm probably in the wrong area, honestly. Because I'm just dumb. I ran out of healing nuts here. That's not good. Just gotta have enough healing nuts.
Well, first there was the action figure, then Adam Sandler dressed up as him, and then there was me, lol. Alright, fair enough. Oh, great. Walker's gonna scare the new viewer now.
Scuba Steve, you might want to avoid talking to Walker. He wants to fuck Pokemon for some reason. Like, all the Pokemon. Like, you know, some you could debate, oh, it looks human enough, I'll fuck it. No, he wants to fuck all of them.
He probably likes Tangela.
Probably. I bet he
He's
loves...
like, I just want to get lost in its tangles.
I bet he wants Lickitung to lick him everywhere. You know? Sicko.
When he's feeling a little more masochistic, he gets with Dodrio, that constant pecking man.
And then when he wants to be dominated, he goes to a Machamp. And that's all I have to say about that.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
You and Snorlax just broke up? Really, Scuba Steve? Why is that? Comes off as LLO for some reason. Snorlax, imagine the size of its asshole. Oh my god!
Let's not. Jesus Christ.
Snorlax is for chubby chasers.
Okay, so there's a tower here. Is this anything interesting? This isn't Illic by chance, is it? What? Those who seek the Guardian of Knowledge must have a special knowledge first. What does that mean? Do we need to know a password or something? We're just wasting our time here. Alex, let's go to Marriott. Okay, yeah, fuck off with this tower then. Oh, goodness. Man, I'm starting to get hungry. Have you ever had Lee's Chicken by chance?
I hadn't heard of it till you said something, to be honest.
Like, I know there's one in Fort Wayne, but there's actually one that opened
Really?
in my town a couple months ago. Yeah, think of it like KFC, but like not totally disgusting. And
Wait, what's
that's-
wrong with KFC?
Their potatoes are shit. I've never liked their mac and cheese, and I'm like a mac and cheese fiend.
Dude, it's a chicken place.
Yeah,
The
but
rest
it's
of
like-
that is just so that you feel like you're not just eating a bunch of fried chicken.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. There's something about it. Okay, now we're in Marriott. Oh, no. This is the town of Illic. Okay. People to the north that live and raise in Marriott think we're all a bunch of fruitcakes. Well, maybe you are. But I say, what are they? Who are they to judge? They're all a bunch of thieves and hicks. Alright. Well, we got a shop here. He's helpless. I've told him a million times to clean his room before he lost something important now. Oh, hi. How can I help you today? Yeah, we don't care about your problem. So... there's a white bracelet here for somebody, probably. Probably get that for Nash. He's the only one who can equip the white bracelet. Fine. Give him that. Raises the defense a tad bit at least.
Is there a setting on Twitch that will censor some words automatically? I keep seeing a bunch of stars.
Let's see.
I'm kind of glancing around trying to see if there is
I think
something.
it's under chat settings. Maybe there on the top it says my preferences, or maybe that's just because it's my channel. There's a thing that says show messages caught by Automod. I would assume the Automod is trying to censor out shit for you.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. I'm gonna try it on desktop. See if I can find it on there a little easier.
And apparently Walker always keeps a Pichu in his pants. That's fucking gross. Pokemon
To
fetish
each
is a
their
real
own, I
thing.
suppose.
Pokemon fetish is a real thing, apparently. Of course it is. Everything is a real thing, fetish-wise.
Dude, Rule 34. I
Dude,
mean,
I've seen, and I still can't imagine who would jack off to it.
You know the, what's it called? The, you know the movie WALL-E? You know, Pixar film?
mhm.
There's R34 of that. Like, if with the robot WALL-E with that, like, other robot Eve, you know what I mean? In the movie? There's
Oh,
porn of that.
absolutely.
And it's like, what? It doesn't
Rule
even have a
34,
JJ, though.
Rule 34, man.
Like, what the fuck?
Frog says turn off chat filter. There should be a thing for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find. I haven't used Twitch all that much, to be honest. Oh, that must be the infamous... I just went to the homepage. Hot tub with Fandy. This must be the infamous hot tub content everyone talked about.
Yep. Probably.
I was in my creator dashboard, so I had to get out of it. Oh, there you are. I'm pulling it up on PC now just to see if I can find the option there.
PC Master Race.
Something like that.
This week's Hot Girl News says that the reclusive Mia Ausa has left Vane for the first time in her life. Did you know how much of a picture of her would be worth to the publishers of Hot Girl News? Well, do you? As soon as I get a solid lead as to her location, I'm taking my camera and finding that mysterious Vexen. And he's probably gonna jack off to the photos. Alex, this man makes me very uncomfortable. We should leave here right away. Yeah, I agree. He's probably gonna.
There's probably some horrendous shit of Vulpix.
Oh, God.
Ninetales, I bet that gets crazy too. You know, it's funny, on PC, it's not censored.
Interesting. So what will my brother do after he descends to the bottom of the ocean? He needs to think before he starts building his inventions, not after. You want an example? The washing machine he built started out as an indoor jacuzzi. I mean, that sounds like a downgrade. I'd rather have a fucking jacuzzi, but that's just me. This season's crop was mediocre, but I'm sure my husband will be able to determine what went wrong in time for the next planting. Okay. Thanks to my brother's great pant machine, clothes dry faster in Illic than anywhere in the Gasp world. And people give me tips if I crank faster to dry their clothes quicker. Well, back to work. Okay. Stay on that grind, sir. What the hell's up here? Oh, this is just a deck, I guess. Alright. Is this not a... I was about to say, this is a house, right? That's strange. I know I left them around here somewhere. I wouldn't throw those blueprints out by accident, would I? Uh-oh. There's a lot of strange junk on these shelves. See anything like a potion to make you invisible or glasses to let you see through clothes? You'll be seeing the stars if you don't cut it out, Buster. Giggity.
I finally found it. High defensive language is now off.
I mean, that kind of describes Walker in a nutshell.
Highly offensive.
Nine wanged frog. There you go.
Yeah, Scuba Steve. I was not joking. There is Wally porn out there of like the two robots like fucking somehow. Wally is some good R33, 34 shit, bro. You want an evolution to Ninetales called Nine Penises? That was actually pretty funny, not gonna lie. 9 penises.
It's basically a fact of being a guy. The more penises, the funnier it is.
Change the name to Nine Wanged Frog, and you'll send a frog a 9 dick pic.
I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think sending pictures is really gonna satisfy Frog. What the hell's down here? More research, I guess. What are they building? Goddamn, there's a whole fucking laboratory underground? The hell, are they incubating Cell like in Dragon Ball Z? Or what? Like, what's going on? Oh, the frustration just when I finally solved the problem of size and encountered the problem of taste. I can't sell these vegetables when they have the flavor of boiled shoes. Gross. Boiled shoes. Check out the plants growing inside this tank. I've never seen anything like them before. I mean, you've never eaten anything like them before. I mean, they just look like lily pads. Is that what they are? I don't know. I don't know anything. It's locked, Alex. Oh, we can't go through there? Okay, then maybe I wasn't supposed to go here yet. Yeah, I gotta find a Marriott somewhere. I probably should have grabbed some items from there. Yeah, I'm almost positive I have to go through that damn forest over yonder. Or swamp. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to rush through it, I don't know. Gotta remember to keep an eye on the time. Because a friend of mine, he's streaming a movie on Discord in a couple hours.
You can do that?
Yeah, you can. With a limited amount of people in the call, you can.
Huh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think the max is like 20 or something like that.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it, like how far we've come, you know? Meanwhile, Netflix is like, actually, we'd like to walk it back a bit, and please stop sharing all of your accounts.
I mean, they can try to control everything.
It'll just cause people to become pirates more, probably.
Yep, pretty much.
Or at least go to other services.
Yep.
I haven't done it yet, mostly because the wife loves Big Mouth and shit. But
Yeah.
as soon as I finally get the motivation to either check it out from the library and rip it, or just sail the seven seas, it'll probably be bye-bye to them. I mean, at this point, I think it's almost $20 a month for me, and we watch like 2, maybe 3 shows on it. You know, like there's probably only like 5 days a month that we actually like watch it actively.
I
If
mean,
it,
I only actually pay for Paramount Plus myself. Like, I use my sister's Disney Plus. I use her Netflix. I even use Chase's Funimation Now.
nice.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know anybody that watches anime except for me, so he don't give a fuck.
That's one I gotta cancel. I think it was Funimation because they like merged or something
Yeah,
or
they're
other
fusing
where
with Crunchyroll
two of the-
or something like
yeah.
that.
those two combined or whatever they did. But basically, I gave the login to my friend. I'm like, yeah, you know, we both watch anime, you know, so I'll just give it to you so you don't have to pay for it. And then I basically stopped using it after a couple of different shows. But I knew she was still watching. At least I thought she was. So I let it go just to, you know, whatever, let her enjoy it. I'm pretty sure she hasn't watched for a couple of months, so that's one I probably need to cancel.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Do your special move. Do that power slash there, sir. You missed last week because you're a putz.
In Russia, trash throws you out. Trash rules world in Russia.
Indeed, he does. But yeah, I believe we're watching The Great Escape tonight. I'm trying to remember exactly what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's a prison break story. Pretty sure. Yeah, it should be entertaining. Hopefully I'll be eating some goddamn loose chicken as I'm watching it, because I'm a fatty.
Did I order the T-shirt,
Like,
FML?
Yes, I actually did. I ordered the special T-shirt. I don't want to say it in case Funky's in the chat, but I did get it. I also got a couple other T-shirts too while I was at it, just because I thought they looked cool. Like I got a T-shirt for Stardew Valley. Actually, I thought it was cute.
Nice.
And I got a T-shirt for Berserk, if you know what that is.
I don't know what Berserk is myself. I love Stardew Valley though.
Yeah, so I figure at the least, like, most average gamers are gonna know what Stardew Valley is, you know, because it's the tits.
Even if you haven't played it, you've probably at least heard about it.
I'll introduce everybody to the Valley. I'll be like, hey, bro, you should come to the Valley with me, check it out, and then fall in love, and then never escape.
Can't believe you do that to somebody.
I just don't give a fuck.
See, the problem for me with Stardew Valley is, you know how it's like a really relaxing, chill game? Yeah, not with me. I'm like, I gotta min-max this shit, you know? It's like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's,
we're almost at the end of the day, and I haven't even foraged yet, and I gotta go give gifts to so-and-so.
So, it's a thing to try to restrain from just, like, being a
Yeah.
tryhard and being sweaty and shit.
Sweaty and shit. Yeah, whenever I kind of get burnt out of, like, playing that style, that's when I say, fuck it, I'm just gonna, like, go to the mines or fish or something.
Yeah.
Because it's basically one decision. Where am I going to fish? What am I trying to get? Or same thing. What floors am I going to? What materials am I, you know, going for?
Anyone watch Rings of Power yet? No, I haven't. I probably would check them out if I was more into Lord of the Rings, but I haven't seen it myself.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm guessing there's probably been at least one since. I was out of the country probably when it came out, so I have no idea. But, it, you know, it wasn't bad. Obviously, there's a lot of money in it. I mean, have you ever seen something where, like, it gives a very polished feel, but just the cohesiveness of what they're trying to do, it falls a little short. So it's like, oh, so this production, they really threw money at it to try to achieve that quality, and they fell a little short.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting, at least initially, and that might go away. It just depends on how well they do with, like, more episodes and stuff. I mean, it's not bad, but, like, to give you an idea, like, there's like an opening scene. I don't think it's really much of a spoiler or anything. There's basically a fight with a troll, and, it's like, oh, okay, so, haha, we had a troll that everyone loves the troll scene, right, from the movies, or whatever else, or how about the trolls in The Hobbit and the whole argument? So they just threw in, they're like, what if there was another kind of troll?
Yeah.
And this troll basically just kills the shit out of this party of elves. And then here comes, Galadriel. And she just it's the most floaty CGI I've seen in a long time. There's nothing that feels realistic or like there's physics behind it.
Sounds
And
kinda
she
funny.
just basically, like a total badass, just her. This troll that just killed how many other elves? Only Galadriel takes it down. And, I get it, she's badass, but between the floaty CGI and the just
Like it takes
why
you out of,
she even,
it takes you out of
why
the
bring
immersion,
anybody?
basically.
if she's that badass, why does she even bring anybody?
House of
But
Dragon?
Isn't that the fucking Game of Thrones
it's the
thing?
prequel. It's the prequel, yeah.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. Never watched Game of Thrones, don't care.
Sacrilege. No.
Walker's gonna be like, oh, I fucking hate you for not liking things that I like.
No kidding, that's 0 for 2, my guy. It's kind of similar, like House of the Dragons, cause I think it's a little better starting out than Rings of Power. There's not floaty CGI, thank God, but there is sometimes there's kind of scale issues where you're like, it's close, but like that ship looks a little big for the apparent distance they're trying to show me, which is very nitpicky, so it's not a big deal. Another thing too is like the blood. I mean, I know they stopped using all practical effects, or maybe they never did in Game of Thrones. But have you ever seen Spartacus? So like how that blood. Did you say no?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, well,
Is it
they
like
have a
Gladiator
very.
movie?
It was about Spartacus. It's a really good series. Stars did it. It's worth checking out if you enjoy it.
Okay.
There are things of that nature, but it's very like testosterone filled and like gory. But I bring that up
Check
because
this out.
I've started noticing it in House of the Dragon, where it looks like blood. How they did it in Spartacus, and in Spartacus they did it. 90% of the blood was CGI, and it was just like stylized way over the top. And it's kind of the same thing here, where like, everything used to look super gritty and realistic, I felt, in Game of Thrones. And it still does for the most part in House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
They do a lot more of that, where it's like, oh, don't worry, we'll CGI it in post. Which, fair, that there's a lot of movies that do that well. But if you're overworking, underpaying your CGI staff and saying, we got deadlines, hurry the hell up,
Yeah.
it's going to come off a little bit worse. And I feel like that's kind of what it was. It was more of a product, unlike Spartacus, where they did it probably more for stylistic reasons, due to budgetary things. It's because they're like, we just got to crank this out, so it's okay if it doesn't look great, just like get it close enough,
Good news,
But-
bitches.
Show's good.
I made it through the Forest of Disaster. Now we're going to what's this called? What's this place called? Illic? Illic Village. Oh no, this is Marriott. Yeah. And apparently it's amazing. They built a city. They built a city entirely of wooden planks suspended over the water. The amazing part is these hicks managed to nail anything not related to them. Wow, that sounds potentially racist, but we're gonna move on from that. Regardless, let's look for the Magic Guild test giver who's in this town. All right. Yeah, we made it. We did it. We're all family here. So I thought I'd give ya neighborly warning about that bridge over yonder. Oh my god, these guys. They're like southerners. You see it's rotted, so be careful thar. Alex, do you think it's safe to cross? Don't worry, Mia, I'll protect you, because I'm a simp. Careful, Nash. You're writing checks your puny muscles can't cash. Well, we should at least give it a shot. Let's just run across. Okay. Oh, no. There's a creak and a crack as I was moving across the bridge. I think the bridge just moved. Crack. I don't believe this is a good idea. We should turn back. We don't have time for it. Whoa, we're falling. Oh, fuck. Man, these guys can't even make a fucking wooden bridge. Fuck this town. Alex, are you okay?
They gotta work on their craftsmanship.
Yeah, they do. Man, I'm soaked. Why'd you have to make such a big splash? I'm sorry about that and all. I couldn't help it. Is everyone alright? I don't know about everyone else, but Nash is over there, and that's a start. Let's go, Alex. Okay. Y'all fall in the river? Ha ha ha. I'm guessing you did, because you're all wetter than love suck, possum, and hate. Oh my god, these guys are rednecks. All I got to say is you're lucky that river's been so calm lately, or you'd have been drowned. Hey, Gramps, if you have any warnings, if you have warned us not to try to cross it, we wouldn't have fallen in. Yeah. Stupid bitch. Okay, there we go. Getting our other party members here. And apparently there's an armor shop here. Let's see how good they are. Are there, traveler? And you head east from her. Monsters get a mite strong. I suggest you buy better weapons to fight them, so what do you think I can do for you? Okay. Oh. Oh, okay, so I can finally get steel equipment then. Okay. Kind of expensive though, holy shit. Definitely get the steel helmet. Give me the steel shield too.
I'm wondering why Walker thinks Rings of Power is trash. I'm not saying it's not.
Rings of Power is garbage. House of Dragon is top tier. Just wondering what other people think. I mean, he could just be trolling you.
I mean, potentially.
You wish
A lot of people do like to troll.
You wish George R.R. Martin would finish The Winds of Winter already?
That's not happening.
Guess no one saw the Wheel of Time series on Amazon. Wonder what the age of consent is in Mary Rod. Probably fucking 13. You hate Mary Sue's?
Well, who's the Mary Sue, or which characters? And do you know what Mary Sue is by chance? Because I can
remember
tell you.
right, aren't Mary Sue's? Aren't they like the optimistic, like near perfect characters? Like they
I don't
can
know
do no
about
wrong.
optimistic, but yeah, they usually don't have flaws or weaknesses. Which Galadriel seems. I'm gonna guess he's gonna say, "Yep, Galadriel." Yeah, she definitely. I mean, from what I've seen, I mean the troll scene I was describing, it does come across as very Mary Sue. I mean, you can have like a hyper trained individual, but
well, I mean, unless they reveal some major weaknesses to a character, typically Mary Sue's aren't considered very well written characters.
yeah, they're very one note, and but the issue here is we don't know if she's gonna stay a Mary Sue.
I mean, perfect example: Superman. What's his weakness? Kryptonite. There's a reason for it.
Because he was too powerful. They had to
exactly.
have something.
They had to have something to work against him. Otherwise, it'd be a super fucking boring story.
Yeah, that's no joke there. Yeah, see, what I think Rings of Power is suffering from is initial characterization. You know, it doesn't matter the show or the movie. You have to get your main character is characterized, and how do you do that?
Screw
You
it, let's
have
get
big,
this.
over-the-top scenes, either fighting or really intricate dialogue. You know, if they're like smart or witty, and it's hard to do that right because you have so much to pack in, especially the larger the cast is. So I mean, she might be more of a Mary Sue due to that, or honestly, because I haven't read anything beyond Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I mean, it could be to do with just the fact that's how she was wrote, or would it
Yeah.
be written? Anyways, by Tolkien. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it another like 2 or 3 episodes before I fully judge. But
Like, fuck
they,
this
they got a
shit.
lot of stuff to prove.
Dude, I can hardly even understand these guys in dialogue. They're just like they're pulling off the redneck look pretty well in this town. Like listen to this. Listen to this bullshit. My old lady bought some dang fool magic mirror on Black Rose Street. The darn thing has some kind of way in making ugly things look more purty. Done freaky if you ask me. Like, holy shit. You think there's
Man,
a
you
law
would,
against you think there's a law against inbreeding in this town? Cuz I don't.
You would not have had a good time over in Jamaica, my friend. if that was hard for you to understand, believe you me, it gets a lot harder.
How long were you in Jamaica for?
A week.
Honeymoon?
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah, they call it Jamaican Creole or Jamaican English patois
What's
is what they call it.
what's their national language in Jamaica?
Let me check with it because I mean the two I just said they're it's just describing what kind of English. So I'm pretty sure the official is going to be English, but let me check on that.
Huh.
Because they got fucked over by the Spanish for 150 years, then they've been
Right.
fucked over by the British for a couple of hundred years. They say they have independence since 1962 or whatever. I don't
mean,
know if I buy that.
I believe they're
but-
recognized by the UN, aren't they?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're like, you know, they're a lot more separate than they were. But the issue is, I mean, hell, I think technically the King of England is currently also the official monarch of Australia and maybe New Zealand and a bunch of others, including Jamaica.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's like, how free can you be? It'd be like if we kind of made everywhere we colonized into an official state or territory.
I mean,
So I guess
yeah.
there's not a great example. It'd be like if we didn't consider Puerto Rico or Guam territories.
I mean,
Even they were just separate countries,
I mean,
and that, but we still said like
they really
our
are.
president is the president.
Like, you know, they really are a jurisdiction, though. Like, let's be honest.
What do you mean?
Those two. Well, I mean, I'm not sure about Guam, but Costa Rica isn't the pretty. That's like the unofficial 51st state, isn't it? Unless I'm thinking of something else.
No, not Costa Rica. That's a
Cuba? Am I
country
thinking of
in
Cuba?
South America. No, Puerto Rico and Guam.
Yeah.
Those are the two I said. Puerto Rico is probably the closest to statehood. It's kind of crazy. Like, we literally revolted. The whole thing's like no taxation without representation, but
Yeah.
literally our state capital and with hundreds of thousands of people and like at least one territory with like a couple mil, you know, they get taxed. There's no representation. It's like, how the fuck does that work? It seems pretty un-American.
Yeah. I mean, give it enough
That's-
time and anything can become American, right?
Yep.
You know.
I mean, hell, Alaska and Hawaii weren't states till like the 50s, I think. Let me check that.
No, yeah, I think you're pretty on the point there.
1959 for Alaska, it looks like. They probably just don't want to break the whole 50 states thing. They did all the fucking songs and
I
everything
was about to
around
say,
it,
yeah, you gotta
know?
redo the song, you gotta redo the flag.
Exactly. Hawaii was 59 too. Yeah, see, that's which isn't a great reason. I mean, like, look at, like, can you imagine if fucking Maryland or some other state got slammed as hard as Puerto Rico, where like the entire fucking island just has no power. Like, there's no way we wouldn't be doing more.
Yeah.
We're basically just like, sorry, you guys don't count as much.
They're not the
luck.
cool table, basically.
Yeah. Basically, they're not the cool kids.
Walker's
They don't
actually
bring the funny jokes.
Walker's rewatching Breaking Bad, such a great show. I've heard it's great, but I've never partaken in it myself, and
Dude, how have you not? It is good.
I don't really watch live action TV. Is kind of my issue. So
Wow. Really? Never?
on the top of my head, live action TV. I've seen Mindhunters on Netflix. That was nice. I've seen the first season of Witcher on Netflix. That was nice too.
Dude, the first season fucked me up, though. I didn't know about the time jumping. It took me like 5 episodes.
Yeah, it is
before I'm like,
confusing.
that's
It is
what's
confusing.
going on.
Let's see what else. My sister keeps recommending I watch Schitt's Creek. But I've not checked it out yet. I have a very hard time getting into live action stuff. It's either cartoons or anime normally for me. I mean, I damn near cannot stand sitcoms, so that rules out a lot of TV just right off the bat.
Hmm.
Oh, there was a fucking weird show that I watched. What was it called? Happy. It was totally fucking weird. Basically, it's about this guy who's like basically like a bad guy or whatever. He has a daughter, right? His daughter like is kidnapped by some guy or whatever. That's like a creepy Santa Claus. But like his daughter has like an imaginary friend, and somehow the imaginary friend like basically somehow like travels himself to the girl's father, and like now the father can see the imaginary friend. It's like a little horse named Happy. It's totally fucking weird. But like I watched the first season of it, and it wasn't bad. I just thought that like I was just trying to see like what kind of absurdity things can they have with imaginary friends like in the real world, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I first watched it, and they did actually make a second season of it on Netflix. I didn't check it out. But yeah, it's called Happy. Really weird.
After the Spanish-American War, we gained a lot of former Spanish possessions. My issue with The Witcher was the unintuitive names and lack of geographical knowledge. Also, could use more titties.
I mean, I drink to that. More titties. I was kind of disappointed that the hell was her name? The Triss Marigold in The Witcher. She wasn't really that hot. So I thought they did pretty good with the Yennefer though. Yennefer was pretty hot when she became hot,
type.
if you know what I mean. When she became hot, obviously she wasn't attractive at first, but you know, plot.
I find it interesting the bit about unintuitive names. My God, you do know that this came from the Polish?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Polish folk
Witcher,
stories. I think that's what Witcher's kind of based on.
Basically,
monsters,
yeah.
you know, like the
it's
Draugrs
not
and
gonna
stuff.
be all that.
And the Kiki Moors and shit like that. Yeah. A lot of that's from folklore.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that familiar. It's I mean, a bunch of Spanish names or German names, like a lot of them probably, you know, just being unfamiliar. It's yeah. Geralt, Yennefer, Vengerberg, Ciri, yeah. Andrei Sapkowski or Sapkowski.
Okay, apparently we found all our party members. We're trying to find the last one who's in the pub, because of course he would be. And he's drunk, which is great. Okay. Is this the Magic Guild guy here? Hey, Alex, what took you so long? You know, that was pretty dumb to try to cross the rotted bridge. Yeah, it was dumb. Well, Mr. Safety, I think you fell in the drink too. What's your excuse? I was just trying not to make waves. Alex is supposed to be the leader here. Hey kiddies, I heard some important stuff while I was waiting for you. I heard about a tower south of here called Damon Spire. There's supposed to be some kind of jewel in this thing worth a lot of dough. If you give it to the guild chief in Reza, he's supposed to give you membership. Isn't that where the Keeper of Knowledge is supposed to reside? I don't know about that, but you're probably right. We should check it out. Okay, yeah, I have been to that spire, so I guess we can go there now. In order to enter Damon Spire, you have to know the secret words. I say they are written in the notebook that this guy lent me. Okay, cool. Okay, then we're off to Damon Spire to the south. Neat. Okay, apparently, I just talked to the guild dude, like he's completely drunk right now, so he can barely even talk. It's pretty realistic. That there dancer is easy on the eyes, but she can't sing or dance worth beans. Ha ha ha. Well, she hot? You know, I've heard that girls that sing real good are being kidnapped. I wonder why I'm still here. Want to hear me sing? Sure, why not? Okay, listen up. This song's gonna blow you away. How is it? Did you like my song? Boy, that singing sure brings back some memories. Kyle, you've got to be kidding. That was, bad. I don't know if you were a hunky bit muffin when I first saw you. Maybe just keen get together later and I'll give you a private performance. Are you coming on to me? Or, oh, no, she's coming on to the older guy. Maybe some other time, honey lips. Yeah. Right.
Looks like Walker's gonna have a lot to do. Strike Witches has 7,500 results on Rule 34. He'll be back in 12 hours.
What the hell is Strike Witches? I don't think I've heard of that. Sounds like a hentai or something.
It's something. I'll Google it for you here. Strikey.
Look up the profile for Francesca in Strike Witches. Waste of a The fuck was that? Waste of a perfectly good boner, says Walker. Are you sure about that? I'm kind of curious though. Who is this bitch?
Might be right up your alley. It looks like it's an anime, and they've spread into various things about that. The genre, the genres, it lists alternate history, girls with guns, and military science fiction.
I was about to say, this is a 12-year-old girl, so... And she definitely looks like she's 12 years old.
Yeah.
Tell you what, add on, like, 7 years, and I bet she'd be pretty good looking. But yeah, I've never even heard of that anime until now. Alright, so now we can get out of the town. Cool. Wow, Kyle's such a great guy. He's skipping out on his bar tab. What a swell individual. What an upstanding citizen. Okay, so yeah, since that dock broke to the east, we cannot actually cross this bridge. I assume that's intentional. So I guess we're gonna have to go back.
Oh, Walker's getting a little bit rapey.
Oh no. Holy
I mean,
shit, this
technically,
ring's
it's
expensive.
statutory rape, but you know.
Man, this ring's expensive. Wrath Ring increases attack power. It's 12,000 silver. That's ridiculous. I have about 16,000 silver right now. Ridiculous. Let's buy some of these healing nuts. Everyone can get a nut in their mouth. Everybody. Just
To be clear, I didn't say racy. I said rapey. Also, grass on the pitch. You do know that there are kids in like 5th grade getting pubes, right? Like that's a little bit broad of a phrase to be going with. That might just be me though.
16 is legal there, bitch.
I mean, that's great. So go hit on some 16-year-olds over in England then. Yeah, we're going to that Guardian of Knowledge here, so that'll be fun. We have to go through the forest thing again. I better save after that bullshit. Yeah, slowly making some progress, people. Hopefully we'll get another level while we're going through this forest, too. That'd be nice.
You know, I think it's very brave of Walker to say that women his age aren't interested. You know?
Oh... I mean, interested in the sense of, like, they don't give him attention or don't find him attractive.
Well, if he's going after 16-year-olds, you know, it could be any of the above.
Well, I mean, traditionally, women tend to go after older men. I mean, I mean, like, 8 to 10 years older than them, and then guys tend to go after girls that are younger than them. That's typically how it rolls. Or if you want to, like, go to, like, what society says. I think it's, like, what is it? People say half your age plus 7 years is tended to be appropriate. I don't give a fuck about that notion, though. If I want to date a 19-year-old, that's my own goddamn business. Because, let's see, I'm 29. Half that would be, what, 14? 14 plus 7, that'd be 21.
The aged outline.
I just...
At least by that rule you listed, anyways.
I don't really give a fuck. Really don't. I've even told my dad this while he was alive. I was like, you know, regardless of, like, what people will say or whatever, as long as the bitch is 18 or the guy's 18, do what you want. But at the same time, be realistic about it, you know what I mean? Like, you know...
What do you mean by realistic?
I'm saying, like, oh, if I'm an 18-year-old girl, fresh out of, you know, high school, going to college or whatever, and I meet an older man, like, say, in his mid-30s, that older man's gonna want something from fresh, hot me, if you know what I mean. He's gonna want something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called sex.
Yeah.
I think we all
and that's fine, because that's how men are. Just like the girl would want his resources. Again, that's fine. That's literally biology.
don't.
I should probably save this shit for the podcast, honestly.
That's interesting. That sounds very. You don't watch that Andrew Tate or any of those other Manosphere fucks, do you?
Andrew Tate, I've never actually watched. I've heard of him. But, like, I am fairly aware of female nature. My 11-year-old Vietnamese prostitute only costs $25? What the fuck?
And to be honest, Andrew Tate, from a little bit I've heard of him, he's kind of, like, fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, he's an extreme, absolutely. There's a you know.
But, like, I'm aware of certain things about female nature, you know, like evolutionary design, like how we got to this way. Like, oh, what's a good example? So, have you ever heard, like, girls be like, oh, I like to have a guy, you know, like 6 foot tall or whatever. There's an evolutionary reason behind that. It's not just, like, society, like, says, oh, you should go after a 6 foot tall guy, girl. So, how it worked back in ye olden days, before we had, like, society, when we were just, like, tribes of, like, you know, 80 or so people, what would occur is the tribe that had the average male height of, say, 5'5", and then you had another tribe where the average male height was, say, 5'9". The tribe of men who had the height that was taller, they had a better survival chance of fending off the other tribe. And so females would look for that quality to ensure the survival of said tribe. To defend off against other people.
If you're gonna get
it had nothing to do with
tribal,
it had nothing to do with fighting wildlife. Like, it does not matter how tall you are when you're trying to take down wildebeest. You know, in a pack of men. It was literally just to compete with other humans. That's exactly why that shit exists, and it's been instilled. Because it's science.
Check
You
this
know,
out.
you gotta be careful when you call something science because it leaves you very little wiggle room to be wrong.
I mean, I'm
I'm not
s-
saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that that was a
mean-
very black and white take versus kind of the nuance that probably is inherent in that, just like every other topic, you know? Because, like, I'm
I
willing
mean,
to bet you there's...
don't just take my word for it. Go look at the research papers.
Well, because, you know, hear me out. Like, there's, you know, obviously parts of the world due to malnutrition or other things where, you know, you don't get any bigger than, say, 5'5". So, I mean, sure, you might be going for 5'5" dudes over 5'3" dudes, but is the difference really stark enough, you know, to make that much of a difference?
Well, the
Check
point
this out.
is that women, they want to get the best outcome they can. The same with men, and we value things differently, you know, between the two sexes. Because if we valued the exact same thing, there wouldn't be this much chaos that we have now. Man, I really fucked up that frog party. I really wish I had my fucking dragon wings. I don't want to go through this place again. Let's see what Frog has to say about it. Which is why we exterminated the Neanderthals. Were the Neanderthals, were they normally shorter than us? I'm actually curious about that. I mean, I know that part of the reason that the Neanderthals became extinct is, my understanding is they required more calories, like, to sustain themselves every day, and they were more carnivorous, whereas we were more, you know, what is it called when you eat both? Omnivorous?
Omnivorous there. Well, if you kind of look at it, if they were primarily hunters, then, you know, they're gonna have, you know, probably taller skeletal structures, more muscle. They're gonna be burning more calories versus kind of like, let's see, Nine-Tailed Frog said, of, you know, if you can create tools that make things easier, then you need less energy. You might not eat as much.
If you took
You know?
a sample of 100 couples, 100% of them would have a man taller than the woman. I wouldn't say 100%, but I'd say at least 80% of all those couples, the man would be taller than the woman. I think that's pretty fair to say. Because the 20% left, even if he doesn't have the height, which he cannot change, he might be in fucking great shape, and he might have a very good, you know, income, like be a lawyer or what have you. Neanderthals were much stronger. I mean, I could see that. I could see them being stronger than us.
Again, if they're primarily hunters,
Yeah.
it makes sense. They're gonna have probably more muscle, probably higher density. It's
Well,
gonna
did
select for that over time, at least in those days.
Women do not date women shorter than them unless they're rich as fuck. Yeah, you're not wrong. Another thing I heard that was really interesting, and you might have even noticed this yourself, or if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. I've heard like women, they'll actually be more attracted to a guy who's already committed to another woman. I think that's very strange, 'cause it's like the dude's already like with the girl.
It
Like,
makes perfect sense, actually.
It,
I'll
it's
let you
almost
finish,
like
though.
it's almost like oh, what is it called? It's like a competitive instinct in them, I guess, to want like somebody else's attention, I guess. It's almost like
Well-
a fear of missing out, I guess, if I want to say it like that. I don't know. I just think
Let me
it's very
take it a
strange.
different way for a minute.
Go ahead.
So, kind of like you said about how like women are looking for guys and stuff that are taller or have more resources or this or that.
Mostly, yeah.
So-
Not saying all.
One resource, or actually, it was more the other thing about the age gap. Women tend to date men older. Part of the reason there is because guys definitely fuck around a lot longer than women do. So, like, you know, if you're 21 as a woman, and you're trying to date 21-year-old guys, most of them are probably fuckheads, you know? And so that's part of why, if I had to guess, if they're like looking at people already in relationships that are committed, like, wow, he's 26 and he's been with the same woman for 8 years, they might be very interested in that because it's so unusual, you know?
Which is why
It's wrong to try to break up someone's relationship like that, but
I
I
mean,
think that would probably be part of the reasoning.
could just be a
Check this
unicorn.
out.
Could be a girl that goes against the grain of others. In which case, she'll be very, very desirable by men.
If we're being honest, I mean, let's look at what Walker said. If there's grass on the pitch, I don't think guys are that fucking picky. The only bar is some level of attraction to a woman, and a guy is like, I'm in. I'm willing to give this a shot.
But yeah, that's just for sex. That's not like to be committed about. That's totally different formula. Like, to find a woman of marriage quality nowadays in the Western world is actually very difficult.
What do you define as marriage quality?
I mean, the first part, she must not be a bitch. That's number one. Second part, must weigh less than me, which that is not difficult. Third part, she must be supportive of me. I mean, I guess number four must be attractive.
Again, these are kind of low bars, my dude.
But yet,
You know what I
Western
mean?
women can't really meet them. And the ones that do, they want nothing to do with me because I'm invisible to them. It's unfortunate, but I mean that's how it is. So I'm usually better off just making myself a higher level to offset that.
Kind of curious, because you've been talking about technology and what someone can bring to the table. Stability, resources.
Yep.
Where do you feel psychology plays a part? Specifically to do with like personality or mental health.
I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but okay, first of all, if either the male or the female, if they're like broken, they need to get help, go get help. Don't be with other people. Like, go fix yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that doesn't help anybody at all.
Yeah, I agree.
And then once that person heals, they go see somebody. I would say probably take it a little bit slow. Or I mean, well, I guess it depends on what outcome you want. If a woman wants to get married, say before age 30, I would really, really recommend they try hard to get married. Because what happens, and this might sting for some people out there. Also, holy shit, my party died. Good thing I just saved, I guess. I better plug my controller in. So say the woman wants to get married before 30. What happens after 30? There's this thing called the wall. Which it exists for men and women, just for the record. Basically, it's at the point where your sexual marketplace value is not as good as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
For women, her peak is basically in her 20s. And then for guys, it doesn't really start until like after 30. Where the hell's my cord? Oh, there it is. There it is. But I mean, say the woman just wants to not get married, doesn't want to have kids, then I guess it doesn't really matter. But the thing is, like, if she waits until 30 and then she changes her mind, it's gonna be a lot harder. I'm sorry, but it's going to.
Oh, it's no different than people that are divorced in their 30s, 40s, 50s trying to find someone. There's just naturally a smaller pool of applicants.
Yeah.
One thing I find interesting is
Oh shit, I guess I did actually die here. Oh, whatever.
split-second judgments that are made based on only a few things based on what people have seen in the past. So, like, for instance, if someone comes out and they're quoting that fuckhead Andrew Tate, to like on like a first date, they're scaring off every first date, I promise you.
I think most guys would be nicer not explain why they're not interested in the girl in such a blatant way. You know, like Andrew
how
Tate.
do you mean?
Okay, Andrew Tate, he has literally no filter at all about what he says, right?
You kind of cut for me. What'd you say?
Andrew Tate, he has literally no filter at all about how he explains his views, right?
Mm-hmm.
What guys will do is they'll soften it, or they just won't say it at all. Now, let's give a scenario. Say I went out on a date with a girl. We just got coffee or whatever, you know. Blah blah blah. She's like, "Oh, I had fun with this. We should go out sometime." If I wasn't actually like interested in her, I'd be like, I didn't really feel it, so I think I'll have to let you go for now. But I appreciated the time we had.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys would literally just be like, "Okay, cool," and then they'll just ghost her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, ghosting in general is
Yeah.
shitty regardless of who's doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing that, as a society, we just got to get better with of, like, we kind of make it not okay to be vulnerable, you
Check
know?
this out.
So, like, if someone wants to be like, yeah, you know, I just wasn't really, you know, vibing with you enough, like, that should be okay. But that level of vulnerability, of just honesty, like, you know, it's kind of, it's hard to do it in a way that doesn't create problems, you know?
How tall is Bill Gates? I do not know how tall Bill Gates is. Frog.
Oh,
See what
shit,
Walker said.
nine-tailed frog. Those guys are waiting until she turns 18. They got fucking clocks.
Remember what
Guarantee it.
Dragon said? If you lined up 100 women and had men pick one, they would almost always pick the youngest? Just on looks? I'm actually curious about that. Like,
Ooh, that does beg
like
the
is-
question.
Is there a
'cause-
study on that?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
If looks is the only factor, like you had just a random group of 100 guys you just plucked out of somewhere, all dressed like casually, you know, they would end up picking up the younger looking ones. That's kind of interesting.
See, I would like to know how it would skew. Like, let's say you find some early developed girls, like they're all 14 to 17, and they all have like double D's and bigger, and then
Yeah.
you throw in you sprinkle in your, you know, 18 to 25-year-olds, say, of varying body sizes.
Yeah.
Will they spot the characteristics of those are, even though they have a big chest, they're clearly young and it would hold? Or would it kind of break it because people associate that kind of development with maturity and age,
Well, I mean,
possibly?
Me
Would that break
personally-
it?
Me personally, I'll be honest. I have a very hard time telling apart like 23-year-old women to 16-year-old women. It's hard for me to tell. Because some girls can look older than what they are, and some girls can look younger than what they are. I
I
have a
think
hard
it's a
time
little
telling.
bit. I think it's a little bit exposure and a few other things. Like, if we wanted to come up with, like, it would probably take hours kind of trying to really come up with all the various factors. But like,
Yeah.
one thing I've noticed, at least in my life, and I don't know what really caused it to start happening, because like I kind of had a similar thing when I was younger. Like, I'd say up until probably 23, everyone from like 18 to 23 all looked about the same, and like some 16 and 17-year-olds look like they might be 18 or 19. But these days, you know, I, for whatever reason, whatever happened, like, I feel I can probably more accurately pick them out. And honestly, even some people that are like in their very early 20s, you know, 20, 21, maybe 22,
Yeah.
they still have some things that I'm like, man, you just look kind of babyish still.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not a bad thing or in a bad way, but it's something I've noticed myself, because like people kind of talk like this, you know, while we were growing up, of like, you know, guys going after young girls or this or that. And for a long time, like, I kind of had that same thing of like, you know, oh yeah, I mean, 16, 17-year-olds, sometimes it's hard to tell, but whenever it just happened at some point where I guess I'm part of that crowd where it's like, it's kind of obvious, but because like I didn't always have that ability to see the differences.
I mean, I'm probably
I
just
don't-
dumb. I think other
I wouldn't
average
say
guys
that,
can
man.
tell the difference. I'm just
I don't know. I don't think it's intelligence. Like I said, I think it would take hours to try to really come up with like a well-describing set of, reasons.
Like I could
But
definitely tell a
it's
woman who's in her
definitely
30s than her 20s. That seems kind of obvious to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what it is just some of the more subtle features of getting older or youth. They're not as obvious until you start getting to your mid-20s and later. Because, like, when you're in that age range, if you're, say, 22, 23, you're not going to really know. Like, you think you look like an adult, You don't see the parts that older people see where it's like, oh, yeah, they do still have a little bit more. They're not as...
By the power of Athena.
Their skin just looks more plump or this or that. There's things that are kind of subtle at times.
Come on, get back on your feet.
Yeah. Can I kill all these guys, please? I really want to get out of this place. As soon as a girl hits puberty and develops, she's hot to all men. Anyone who says otherwise is a liar. There's a calculation in the ratio of a woman's measurements that is biologically ideal. Oh, you mean like a golden ratio? I know what it is for men, but I don't know what it is for women.
Well, I thought the golden ratio, I thought that was across everything, because it's just like, again, it's a ratio. Versus a calculation in the ratio of a woman's measurements.
Oh.
I have possibly browsing some porn subreddits. There's one called 5545, and it's something specifically about women's breasts that if they hit that ratio, they all look the same, and it's a more idealized version of what Western people tend to like in a woman's chest.
Women are a little bit different because I believe they actually have 3 different body types. There's the classic hourglass where you'd see like from models or whatever. There's I don't know the damn name. There's one where like the hips are bigger than the torso, and then there's one that's the opposite. To my knowledge, men are different in that sense. Like we typically don't have our hips wider than our torso.
Shoulders there.
Yeah.
Yeah, torso. Yeah, it's a lot rarer for sure. I mean, I think if you think hard, there's at least a couple of dudes in our grade that, they kind of look like if
Like-
those stick bugs were people,
Yeah. Yeah.
where their bodies are just like, I don't know, man. Why would I put on more fat and muscle? This is good enough.
And like one thing I was looking at, and I had to check it out again. So the kind of the golden ratio or whatever. What I was referring to. Have you ever heard of the what's it called, shoulder to hip ratio for men? I think it's like 1.62 shoulder width in inches compared to your waist. What that is used as a determinant to see if a guy is like the most physically attractive that he can be. That's the ratio for that. I know there's one for women too. It's a little bit different. I think it's like 1.52 or something to hip ratio, shoulder hip ratio. It's supposed to be like the most ideal like look for men and women. And that's not very easy to get, by the way. Like I looked up mine. Oh, what was mine? I actually wrote it down.
I have 2 things real quick for Walker and Frog. So Walker, I'm curious, what do you mean by develops? Like what level of development? And 2, Frog, I would say what level of big ass?
Big ass.
Big ass. Because I've never actually, I've never been an ass guy at all. Like maybe I never maybe I never dated anyone or hooked up with anyone that had a really nice ass. But until I met my wife, I was fully a tit guy. Fully. Now I'm like, give me a good ass, and I'll be happy.
You decided to hop teams. Be like, yep, I'm team ass now,
Well,
guys.
I'm not team ass. She's got both, So I'm just team. Whatever it is, if it's good, I'm in.
Well, damn, if she has a nice personality, sounds like you made the fucking jackpot, bro.
Oh yeah, nice personality. She's intelligent. She's empathetic and caring. Like she's pretty great.
Okay, Mount, aren't you? You stupid bitch. I just want to get through this goddamn forest, dude.
Fucking bees.
A wide load sign. Not attracted to something that obviously needs a wide load sign. Yeah, I would say if your ass, and this, I guess, maybe this is because I've typically been around like smaller white women, but like if your ass is filling out past the rest of your frame in terms of width,
Yeah.
like that's when it starts to be a little bit more in what interests me. But it's again, it's probably just because I've mostly been around small white chicks my whole life.
Yeah.
That might also be why I wasn't a fan of the booty for a long time, because if it wasn't like a small white chick with like a maybe kind of plumpish butt or flat, it was just like another slightly like thicker woman that, you know, more ass, but it was still flat, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You think titties is the major contributor? If she has titties, a guy will be into it?
I mean, I have swiped right just on girls just for their tickle bitties. Like, they didn't even look that great in the face. So,
Well, okay, so
I
hear
guess
me out. more.
I'm a degenerate.
With what Walker said, though, you know, once they hit puberty and titties, I mean, there's 10-year-olds that get A cups, you know, B cups.
Yeah.
I mean, way bigger, but I just like, you know, if I saw like if I have a daughter and she's 10, I mean, obviously we're ignoring like the incestuous things or this or that or all the other
yeah.
things we could spiral into, but like I have a hard time seeing like a 10-year-old and then just like a week later they fucking boom A or maybe B cup and being like everyone's gonna want to fuck them. Like that still looks like a child, you know?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of guys that would be attracted to someone once that happens. I just don't think it's all.
Yeah. Walker, stop trying to be a degenerate in the chat and get me banned from Twitch.
No shit there, man.
I don't
He must be on
appreciate it.
He's
I
on
must
a
be on
crusade
a
against
watch
your channel.
list right now, yeah.
They're like, if this dude says anything about children, we are moving in.
They're like, oh, that Final Master Link guy, you better look out. He's up to something. God damn it! Stop knocking
No,
out my people.
I actually agree with Walker,
this out.
but to a different extent. Like, I think probably 3 out of 5 guys that say, "Oh, I'm not attracted to high school girls," I think they're fucking liars. The difference is, one, you know, not all high school girls look the same, but two, the reason I think that they're liars is because, kind of like you said, biology, society, it's kind of that conflict. I think there's a biological imperative where you're going to be attracted to them. It's just whether or not you fucking creep on them or
Yeah,
not, you know?
just be appropriate around him, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one thing to be like, oh, you know, it's kind of like how all old people are like, wow, he's going to be a lady killer when he grows up, or, oh, look at that 5-year-old girl, you know, she's going to have all the boys all over her, and it's kind of creepy, honestly. I think it's a bit weird to, like, talk about how they're going to have all those people trying to fuck them in the future when they're, like, literal tiny children.
Yeah.
But I do think people take that and then they kind of, to fit in with the other half of society or so,
What the fuck?
like, you can't admit that 16 or 17-year-olds might be attractive, because then it tends to, the people that openly admit it tend to be the ones that are being creeps or, you know, committing crimes. So that's why people don't talk about it. I think the biggest thing is just, do people fucking act on it? It's like, if you got someone who has the same feelings as like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, but they never kill a person, are they a bad person? You know?
What the fuck?
Okay, so he's talking about the girls that end up with like big old tits, probably bigger than their heads, before their heads
Oh
finish
no, there's
growing.
fuck. I gotta fight a monster here. Apparently. Okay.
Oh, that's getting thrown out. Yeah, I kind of know what Walker's talking about though a little bit because like when I was dating one of my exes, um, let's see, I think her sister was about 12, maybe 13. She suddenly developed like C cups, you know, and it's like what the fuck?
The
Because
fuck are they
I'm
putting in
looking
this
at,
food, bro?
yeah, I'm looking at someone who like a week before it's like, huh, yep, that's so and so. And then the next week, like my biology's like, look at those tits, and I'm like, she's still a literal child body. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah. Calm your ass down, bro.
And that, I think that's something that people are dishonest about, and that's what causes issues. You know,
I mean, this
because
is
like, how does anyone handle anything if you can't like talk about it or get support if you need it? Because again, like if you're fucking Jeffrey Dahmer and you can't go to anyone
shit.
and say, hey, I need help wanting to not fucking murder people,
Oh, that was fucking
you're probably
fair.
just gonna repress it until you murder people.
So I almost escaped this forest, but then an event started where like my party was like turned to stone, and then I had to like fight somebody with only like one character, and
Oh,
I
shit.
lost. Good thing I saved like 5 minutes ago. Still kind of annoying though. Like I would have won if that guy had any fucking healing items on him.
Oh, real quick, Walker said puberty might start as early as 10 or 11, but it takes a few years. He's not talking about children. Dude, there's definitely some, like, not most of them, but there's definitely some 10 and 11-year-olds walking around with fucking B to D cups.
I've heard part of the kind of the thing with that is like it's because we have like milk being put like with estrogen. Like estrogen's
I don't think
in the
that's
milk
it.
and that's like causing stuff. I don't know. It has to be something.
From what I've seen,
God
and,
damn it.
trying to learn and, just find out more things.
No, Frog, I wasn't fighting Zenobia. I was fighting Plaster Mel, which I guess is like something just to troll my party, because like, okay, so there's this girl, her father was actually turned into stone, and his name was Master Mel, so we were fighting Plaster Mel, which I guess is supposed to be like a doppelganger or something. I don't know. It's goofy. Okay, let me...
So,
let me
have you
see.
heard about children's puberty being delayed if they're malnourished? So, like, if they're literally starving to death or not
Yeah.
getting the right nutrients,
I think I've heard
they
of
have a
that.
delayed puberty. I think it's the opposite, and I've seen some documentaries and articles somewhat to support this, where they found, I don't remember what it is, but there's a specific type of fat that, if there's an absence of it, there tends to be a delay in puberty. But once it this kind of fat develops is when puberty starts a lot of the time. And due to the amount of nutrition as well as just pure calories, it's been jump starting our biology, because normally it would have taken a lot longer to get the same level of nutrition way back when, but now you can fucking get anything you want and you can be obese as a young child these days.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot to do with like basically like if there's a range, you can go through puberty from 8 to 16.
Yeah.
And because of like diets and whatever else, most people traditionally it was like say 12 to 16. Well, now that our diets are so good, it's made it so more people fall on that like 8 to 12 range as opposed to 12 to 16. Nothing's changed necessarily. It's just that part of our genetics are unlocking sooner than they normally would. And I don't think it's hormones so much as nutrition. I could be wrong though.
Frog said he did a paper for psychology class way back when. You should look at the age of consent of England prior to 1865 or so. Yeah. And apparently in North Korea there are 15 and 16-year-olds who look 10. The fuck? Not shocking, Frog. Age of consent started at puberty. Makes sense before the modern age. It's still true for many countries. Yeah, like I get that, because that's that's the animal kingdom.
It's when breeding was the primary purpose, but I would hope no one's fucking children today intentionally to breed.
Like my thing is, if there existed a society where all of the where all the like the cognitive mentality to be a fully functioning adult in the real world in society, if that was whatever the age it was, that's what I'd make the age of consent. So like say at 15, you know, you can vote, you can smoke, you can drink, you can
Your body and brain are fully developed.
yeah,
right?
you can
Is what you're
you can
saying?
be drafted into the military. You can give consent. You can own property. You can
Mhm.
live on your own, like independently. You know what I mean? If you could do all that shit at the age of 15, then that might as well be the age of consent. You know what I mean? But that's not how the society is set up, because
Well,
they're not
I
ready.
think
They're not ready to
typically-
be into society to integrate at 15 in this country. You know what I mean?
That's actually a good point, though, that you just said, because, like, you know, you can't own property or vote or a lot of the things you just said till you're 18, but then the age of consent is lower than that.
Shit,
So
you-
what's up
shit,
with
you-
that?
Shit, you can't even do certain adult things at 18. Like, I couldn't rent a car until I was like 24.
I'll let you know right now. It depends on where you go, because our senior year or just after graduation, took a road trip to the south part of the state with one of our classmates. Yeah, they let us. Well, we didn't rent a car, but I think it was that you had to be at least 21 to rent a hotel room or something.
Yeah.
And obviously, we just graduated, so we weren't 21. But they let us rent the hotel room, so
Oh, they were
it
fucking cool.
depends on. It's dude. I mean, you know our home state. Does that
Yeah.
surprise you? I don't think it's cool so much as not
particularly.
caring.
I mean,
Like they'd be like, "Yep, just clean up after you're done. We don't care if you chop up bodies, do drugs, or fuck kids. Just don't make it our mess."
yeah. Let's see, what's another neat thing? Can see any movie you want. Can legally buy pornography.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else?
You can start driving other people that are younger. Well,
Yeah.
people in general, honestly.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. you
Which
can be,
honestly, I agree with. Think about how shitty we all were as drivers at 16. You know, like I would. I think I'm on board with that one. You got to be older and more experienced before you're driving around your friends and your family and a bunch of people you probably don't want to kill.
oh my god, I wish I read that. So Zenobia, or not Zenobia, what's her name, Royce? She shows up and she's like, "Oh, I can't believe you destroyed my pawn or whatever." And she was like, I couldn't believe you can disrupt my stone spell on you with just by screaming with your tongue. And then Kyle said, "That's not the only thing I can do with my tongue." And she's like,
Oh my
"Tempting,
God.
but I'll have to pass."
What's the name of the game again? I'm gonna look it up at this point.
Lunar Silver Star Story. But yeah, that was a pretty good adult joke there.
That's why I kind of want to look it up, just to get an idea of like the time, you know.
It's got some weird ass references in it. Like
Yeah.
there's a forest in the game, and I go there, and I talk to this one kid, and he tries to ask like your little like furry flying friend next to you. He's like, hey Mr. Cat, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And he's like, that's an owl, you dumb fuck. Or he didn't say dumb fuck, but he's like, that's an owl, not me. And I'm just like, they're making a Tootsie Roll ad reference in this game? I was like, okay. Because like everybody knows the commercial, you know, the little boy, he goes up to like the turtle and the owl saying, how many licks does it take to get the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Mhm. 1,
Yeah.
2,
2, 3.
crunch.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, apparently Kyle's kind of a badass because he managed to break the stone status just by screaming. So that's cool. I wish I knew how to do that. But yeah, that was fun. I wonder if that actually counted as a boss fight or not. Probably not. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna go to that tower and learn shit. We're gonna learn spells and shit.
We should give people exams before they vote, drink, and screw. Probably. Yeah.
What would those exams look like, though, out of curiosity? Because those are
Yeah.
very different things, too. Is this one exam for everything? Or are we going to have separate exams for those things? Like driving tests, you know?
I'm
Because you
not-
could, in theory.
I mean, I could definitely see an exam like for a license to screw, like you have to take sex ed or something like that. You know what I mean? I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know my teenage pregnancy in America is the highest in the world, higher than countries with age of consent of 15? Because sexual education is abysmal in America. Exactly. Exactly. That just coincides with the sex ed thing I just
Well, yeah,
said.
just don't have sex, dummy. Just don't have sex.
Yeah, you can
That's
do
all you
that.
got.
Or if you want, make sure the girl uses like one of the 30 forms of birth control she has access to.
Ooh, you know, it's gonna be very interesting as they come out with pills, creams, and other various things for men to be able to actually do more to prevent pregnancy other than condoms and the pull-out method.
Yeah. Like that's
Like,
that's literally
that
the
is
only
gonna-
two we have.
That's gonna turn into such like a weird culture war because there's no reason, like, if you don't want to have a kid as a man and you can just take a daily pill, wouldn't you do it? Like, it's-
Depends if the pill is dangerous. If it's not,
Right.
then probably.
but define dangerous because, like, think about all the side effects that women have from taking a daily pill, you know? Like, I imagine
I'm not. Well, I'm honestly pretty ignorant about the side effects of like the morning after pill, so I couldn't really
well,
answer that.
not even the morning after pill. I'm just talking about the, you know, the most commonly
mean
used
just-
one where they take one every day.
Just like regular birth control.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, the amount of women I know that they've been on birth control since basically early childhood and they get off, like, they feel like entirely different people. And there's fewer negative symptoms. Their thinking or their sex drive or other various things change drastically,
It
you know?
It doesn't really surprise me though, because like you're literally trying to artificially go against like what you are biologically purposed to do. So of course it's gonna fuck shit up. You know what I mean? It'd be like if I had a good oiled engine, and instead of putting oil in it every now and again when it's when it needs maintenance, that'd be like me just slapping peanut butter all over it. Of course it's gonna fuck it up. It doesn't belong there, bro. You know?
Dude, that's basically American sex ed, though. You know, they're just like, either don't do it, otherwise ask your friends. Maybe an uncle's got a condom from his wallet he could hand you. Like,
Forget lube for doing it in a butt. Just throw on some fucking jelly. It works just as well. Oh,
I like
God.
blackberry jam. The
Blackberry
seeds, you know,
jam.
it just really,
It just smells great too.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh god.
And honestly, if you ignore the woman complaining about constant yeast infections, it works great for normal sex. So that I'm saying that completely jokingly.
Did you know all the people who got blood clots with AstraZeneca COVID vaccine were all women who were on some kind of hormone treatment? I did not know that. That sounds
I haven't
fucking
heard.
horrible.
I'm Googling a little here just to see
Have
what
to-
we're
have to look that up.
talking about.
Let's see. Another
Oh.
movie.
Wait, has AstraZeneca, is that still not authorized in the States? Did they take that back? Or is it never?
I'm not quite sure.
I haven't kept up with all the different COVID vaccinations that have been made.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking it up here.
Those who seek the guardian of knowledge must have a special knowledge first. Okay. Special knowledge first. Maybe it's something in the notebook. I believe you're correct, Null. Wait, give me a moment. Here it is. Intelligence is the ultimate strength, and wisdom is the ultimate power. You possess the cornerstone, which can become the foundation. You may enter. Step into the towels of red to unlock the door and gain entrance. Okay. Yay, magic. Judging from the outside, this place is at least 6 stories tall, but where are the stairs? I'm not gonna let those goons beat me to the top and take my treasure away. Well, it's technically not mine until I steal it, but you know what I mean. Fuck you, bitch. You don't deserve shit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for just another 20 minutes here. I'm getting pretty hungry. I need to get me some fucking chicken. Because I deserve it.
So, real quick, what I'm seeing, at least on this first article, is there's an estimate of 4 to 6 people out of every million that get vaccinated might develop thrombosis, which is, basically blood clot.
That doesn't sound good.
That's a pretty low risk rate, though. Like,
Well,
for instance, let's see.
blood clots, I'm aware if they're in, like, your brain, doesn't that kill you? I don't know what it does to other parts of your body, though.
Oh yeah, blood clots can be very dangerous and can kill you or cripple you, but technically everyone, you might have a blood clot that's in you right now that you don't know about, that'll break free in 5 years, go up into your brain and fucking kill you.
Well, I mean,
that's always a possibility.
at least I can make it to 30, I hope.
Well, you're getting pretty close. You don't got more to go. There's
Another,
much more to do.
another 5 months. Thieves Guild has never been able to plunder Damon's Spire, and that's why the boss sent us here. Or no, 7 months. Because I was born in May, so... For the best of the best, if anyone can loot this joint, it's us, so make sure you stay out of our way. Bitch, please. I'll do what I want. Why are there so many empty chests in this tower? It's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit! I have no idea how to ascend this tower. What do you think Damon's treasure looks like? Oh, I can't wait to see it and touch it and love it. I think this guy's, like, sexually attracted to treasure. I can't stop thinking about food. I hope there's not a large line at Lee's Chicken. I didn't think about that. Oh, can I go up here? I, Damon, have granted you the privilege to tread within these sacred walls. However, if you wish to proceed any further, you must answer my question. What is the origin of our world, created at the hand of Althena? I have a question of my own. What the hell are you talking about, you fruitcake? I was about to ask something like that myself. Shouldn't a brilliant student like you know the answer to this one, Nash? Oh, of course I do. You don't sound too sure, Nash. Alex, why don't you let Mia try to answer instead? You know, Mia can answer. Beesies know everything. My mother spoke of this to me, of this subject long ago. The answer is magic. You are correct, you may enter. Damn straight. I knew you'd do it, Mia, and that was just what I was... That's just what I was gonna say. Right. Yeah. Excuse me. I don't know why these chests are still empty. And what's more, these are tiny chests, too. I want some big-in chests. I can really get my hands around. Bloody hell, whoever built this blasted spire forgot to put in the stairs. Bollocks, I say bollocks! I feel like a bloody wanker walking around in a circle like this. I guess they put Walker in the game here, using a lot of slang from England. Because nobody from the US says bollocks. That is entirely an English thing.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Actually, I just used a little bit of slang in Walmart because I wanted to say I don't give a fuck. But I didn't want to say fuck in Walmart. So I said I don't give a toss.
Don't give it. Nice.
Yeah. Real quickly, so I just looked up a little bit more, including some more official sources. It looks like there is a link, for sure, between women with estrogen supplements. So those basically every woman on birth control or those taking estrogen after like going through menopause. But it's kind of taking estrogen period, sorry, not estrogen, but basically most forms of birth control that are hormonal, to my knowledge, carry an inherent risk of increased blood clotting. And because like I dated a girl that she almost died from blood clots. And like there were so many in her lungs that they said they've never seen someone with that many that was still alive. And they figured she was probably going to be dead in the next 24 hours. And she was never allowed to be on hormonal birth control again after that. Unless she just really didn't care about the increased risk.
Yeah.
So that's legit. And then basically 5 in a million people roughly. That's a pretty low rate. A lot of other vaccines, they have similar rates, if not maybe even slightly higher. So,
$1 million.
not to
I'd say
diminish
that's
it,
pretty
but...
fucking pretty fucking safe then. Yeah, I kind of wonder what
it's
the
relatively, yeah.
like. I've heard of these pills that like make it so that your it kills your sperm, I guess, in your body or something like that, like your semen.
Oh, what?
Is that what it does?
I have no idea. I haven't heard of that.
Well, like there's an equivalent of a birth control that's made for guys, but I've heard it's pretty experimental still right now. Once they get the, you know, the risk down, I might be into it.
Hang on, I'm gonna do a little quick math. This is interesting. So let's say it's just for the states. If it's 6 in a million, let's say everyone got the exact same thing, and they're all people on hormones, all women on hormones. So 360 million times 6. So I mean, it's very low.
Yeah.
You know, theoretically, if every single person in the States got the same vaccine, was a woman, on hormone treatments, you might have 2,160 of them, approximately, have thrombosis. Whereas what I'm reading here, which is what made me kind of want to do that math, in the UK, the Parliamentary Health Select Committee heard in 2005 that the annual rate of death due to thrombosis was 25,000. So basically, if every single person in the United States, which is much bigger, took the same vaccine, had the same risk factors of being a woman on hormonal treatments, it still would result in less than 10% of the amount of annual people dying from the same thing in the UK. Like, it seems pretty obscure, like not very common at all.
Yeah.
Lend me your power!
Also, apparently there are mummies in this magical tower, which are immune to physical attacks, so that's great.
Summon elemental power!
Oh, that's never fun.
Yeah. So basically, my 2 warriors are basically worthless here.
Walker says, I don't give a toss about your bollocks, you twat. They used to feed saltpeter to boys in schools in the old days to keep their sex drive down. Yep, and I believe the Navy used that too, or maybe they still do. Who knows?
That's crazy, because I'm reading something totally different about that.
What happened to the new guy? Did you scare him off? Probably, Walker. Scuba Steve 3? Yeah.
He's probably just like, this is enough of this guy I can take. I need to go out and, like, do something productive.
Well, if it wasn't him, it was probably me.
I mean, either way, I mean, he can unfollow. I don't get paid per follower, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, I did say that when I hit 300 followers, I would do the Ocarina of Time Master Quest. Like, that's kind of the goal for that for now, because I've never played Master Quest. I've heard it's fun. Let's go ahead and heal you up a bit. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it through this tower before I have to quit the stream. Because I know that movie's starting the next, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. And I still wanted to get some foods. I'm sure we could get at least halfway up the tower. I think some guy said it was like 6 floors. We're on the second now. Okay, so you defend. Spam that Thunderbolt shit. Spam that Raging Blizzard. Everybody else defend.
Check this out.
Didn't the new guy stick his head up a Snorlax's asshole or something? I thought he was cool.
I'm sure you did, Walker. You're like, man,
Well-
I need to buy that guy a beer. Or a
He
pint.
had to answer the
Buy him a
question.
pint.
Does the Snorlax's asshole echo?
Buy him a pint, I mean. That's what they refer to things as over there, a pint. You think
Oh, I'm curious.
you're gonna have chicken too,
Um,
Frog?
Chicken is a good decision.
Has anyone seen Green Street Hooligans? It had Elijah Wood, Charlie Hunnam. I don't remember any other actors' names offhand. It's been a while. It was a very interesting movie about uh, football teams over in the UK and violence and all sorts of stuff. I imagine it was kind of one of those things where there's grains of truth, but there's also a lot of dramatization.
Right.
It was a very entertaining.
Is it one of
movie,
those
I
like
thought.
based on a real story kind of movies?
I don't think it was based on a real story, but I think it was kind of supposed to be like it's based around kind of the general history of the sport and what they were portraying. Why did I just do that? I'm gonna look it up here.
Check this out.
Green Street. Let's see.
Damn. Yeah, every enemy in this tower must be immune to physical attacks.
Summon elemental power.
Huh. It had 2 sequels apparently. I didn't know that.
What do you know?
Fun
So,
fact, Elia Wood shares a birthday with you and Mono. Huh. The lead in Green Street was the main character in King Arthur Legend of the Sword. If you liked Green Street, check out Football Factory.
Pretty sure he's talking to you.
Yeah, I'll try looking those up here in a minute.
There better not be any dolphin sex in it, Walker, I swear to God. Yeah, that's the other thing. Walker is sexually attracted to dolphins for some reason.
Oh, fantastic. Good
He's
for
a-
him.
he's
At
a
least
sick-
he's open and honest.
He's a sick fuck about his dolphin
Oh.
fetish, too.
Looks like the Football Factory film he mentioned came out about a year before Green Street Hooligans. Yeah, I might have to see if I can find that sometime. Be interesting.
Male dolphins too. Dolphins are surprisingly gentle lovers.
Is it because they're mammals and they have feelings? Is that why, Walker? Did you know that dolphins feel feelings?
You're a liar.
Nah. For real.
Kind of crazy when you think about it.
I also heard that dolphins,
Check this
they're
out.
one of the few species that actually, perform sex, like, recreationally. Like, just for the funs. I can
To
respect
the
that.
funsies.
Yeah, I can respect that.
That's actually that was very interesting because I figured you were gonna bring that up, and I was curious if you were gonna say if they were the only one, because that's kind of been the thing
the
that
few.
we heard forever. That you said one of the few, which represents
Obviously,
what we
we're
know
one,
today.
Too. We're animals.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it used to be like they're the only ones besides humans, but I think they found evidence of other animals,
Yeah, I
a
think
lot of other
there's,
animals doing it.
Yeah, I think there's like a handful of other ones. Damn, I learned an ice wall. Man, instead of calling her Mia, might as well call her Elsa, like in Frozen. God damn. I've
Hey,
still
you just
not
gotta let
seen,
it go, man.
No shit. I actually quite like Frozen. Like, I remember when it first came out, everyone would like say it's like, I guess, overrated. I think mostly what it would be parents that got tired of their kids like singing the songs from the movie. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because I heard that so much. Because when that movie came out, I was working at Walmart at the time. You don't know how many times like there was some little girl saying like, "Let it go, let it go." You know what I mean?
Oh, I imagine it was everywhere.
But like, I actually quite like Frozen. I've not seen Frozen 2. I imagine it's not as good. I mean, why would you make a sequel of it other than just Disney greedy grabbing, which is kind of the typical for Disney.
Holy shit. Walker's getting crazy in the comments there, my guy.
I'm just curious. Have you ever seen the Neverending Story? Because apparently Disney's making a thing about it.
Are you talking about the live action or the cartoon?
I guess like the reboot or whatever.
Like, I saw like an image from a trailer that apparently Disney's going to be working on a Neverending Story, like in the next year or so. I'm assuming it's going to be like a live action deal. Like, I've never seen any of it, so.
But Well, I saw another one. You know those fever dreams of things you swear you watched as a kid, but you've
Yeah.
never found them as an adult?
Yep.
Yeah, I found that one. I found one of those. Um, it's called Warriors of Virtue. Yes,
Huh.
Warriors of Virtue.
Okay.
I highly recommend if you. It's such a weird niche little film. It's so strange, but like, it's kind of great in a weird way. I don't remember what it's on though. I just looked it up on Roku, and I think it was on like Prime or something.
Okay.
Check this out.
Which sounds like it might be okay.
This guy, this kid, he basically falls into like this giant water treatment facility or something, and he travels to this other world,
What?
and it's inhabited by like martial arts kangaroo. Think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but like kangaroos and shit, and it's live action.
What?
It's so fucking weird, but I swear,
I need
man.
to check it out. This already sounds
Yeah,
like a
you
weird
really
trip.
do. Yeah, that's how I'll describe it from now on. It's
Let
a
me-
live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, except with kangaroos, and also the main character is transported to their world
Oh, what's it
instead.
called? Something Warriors?
Warriors of Virtue. Yeah, it's been this fever dream I've just had in my head. I'm like,
Huh.
I know I watched it, but I never knew anything. I'm like, what the hell do I even Google? And I don't even remember what I did search to find it, but I eventually found it like a year ago.
Yeah. I'm just. Okay, so it came out in 97, so definitely in our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people seem to like it. It's got a rating of. Oh, no, never mind. No, I guess people don't like it. It's got 4.7 out of 10. But I mean, I might just watch it just for the lulz. Like,
Well, it is. I mean,
I wouldn't call it a fever dream, but have you ever seen The Nutty Professor?
a long time ago. Yeah.
Literally, for the first time I ever watched it was like 2 weeks ago. And I was just like, how did I not watch this when I was a kid? But like, it's kind of entertaining. But at the same time, it's like, dude, this Eddie Murphy's his character, like, he's known for being like a bit of a loudmouth, but dude, his energy, it's like times 10 with this movie of how he normally
Oh
is.
yeah. He's
It's like,
off
this
the
guy is
fucking
almost
rails
fucking
with this one.
obnoxious here.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked kind of the duality. It was sort of like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing going on. I kind of liked that.
Right.
But yeah, it should have been a movie I saw years ago, but I never did. So yeah. I mean, but hell, I'd rather take the Page Master over that movie every day. I still love the Page Master. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
How would I describe it?
Age Master, huh?
It's it has Macaulay Culkin in it. He's
What?
yeah, Home Alone kid. He's transported into like a world of books, and it turns like all into an animated film like 20 minutes in.
Mhm.
Like, it's really cool. It actually has
I
really good
pulled it up.
animation. I'm pretty sure it had Disney's backing, but it's called The Page Master.
Yeah, so it had Macaulay Culkin,
Yeah,
Christopher Lloyd,
yeah, guy from
Whoopi
Back to the Future.
Goldberg.
Yep.
Patrick Stewart, Leonard Nimoy.
Well, those
Um,
the last three people, they just provided the voices of some
Yeah,
of the
but,
animated
like-
characters. Yeah,
That's still crazy, you know.
but yeah.
And there's a couple of others. I don't recognize them. I'd have to dig to see like what they've been in that we know them by. But like this
I
was
coulda-
relatively.
I could have
big
sworn Mark
thing.
Hamill was a voice in that movie. I might be wrong though. But I mean,
He might have been.
Mark Hamill, he's done a lot of animated works, voice-wise. So, but yeah, it's called
Ooh.
The Page Master. You got to check it out. I've always liked it.
Yeah, that one was also kind of panned by the critics. It doesn't look so hot if you go by the critics score, you know. But have you ever seen Scamper and the Penguin, or Scamper the Penguin? Not Scamper and the Penguin.
No, I
It's
don't
called
think so.
Scamper the Penguin. It is this like really cute animated film that is about Scamper the Penguin, and it's interesting because like as a kid when I was watching it, it's so informative. Like they're telling you all sorts of stuff that like you don't know as a kid, and I don't know. It just like
Oh wow, this
it hit
is
a certain spot.
this was an old one. This came out 1986. Does that sound right?
Um,
Scamper the Penguin.
are you on Adventures of Lolo? I'm on Wikipedia,
I'm on
so that
IMDb.
sounds right.
Like if it's an actual movie or a TV
I mean, that
show,
sounds
it
right.
should be on IMDb.
Yeah, I haven't used IMDb that much, but I'm going to in this case because I did not get it pulled up. But yeah, that sounds right. 1986. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, that's it. That picture there. That is
Okay.
100% it.
Definitely not heard of it. But yeah, I had to check out Warriors of Virtue just when I'm like drinking one time and I'm like, I'm bored. Let's watch something cheesy. Because there's plenty of films like that came out in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Page Master the one with the 3 sexy books that I may or may not have wanted to fuck? It does have 3 talking books as characters in the film. I don't know why you'd want to fuck them, but they're there.
Everyone's got their taste, man.
I guess
Don't
so.
judge.
It sounds like someone wrote it under the influence of LSD or shrooms. The Warriors of Virtue? Yeah, that sounds like some shroom shit right there.
It's kind of crazy.
Go watch the original Swedish Pippi Longstocking movies and TV show from the late 60s and early 70s. Be warned, it's Swedish and very free. What, like they show nudity everywhere in the film, or what?
I gotta know what you mean by free. But yeah, who controls Force? What kind of game is this, old man? Even I know that answer for that one. Come on, Alex, let me handle this. I don't think this is a question Kyle can answer. She's right, Alex. You can't place our fate in the hands of this brain-dead brigand. Don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong, Nash, or you might get it cut off. Calm down, you two. Alex, this is your call. Let's give Kyle a chance, fuck it. Who cares? See that, Nash? Us real men stick together. Hey, yo, man, here... Are you ready for the answer? Here it comes. Yeah! You are incorrect. Damn, he just got bitch slapped. That was pretty funny. Just save the lecture until my hearing comes back, if it comes back. Not that I wouldn't mind seeing that spectacle again, but are we ready for the real answer? Let's hear your guess, Nash. The answer, Damon, is skill. Skill controls Force. You are correct, you may proceed. Well, it's good to see you come through once in a while, Nash. That was quite impressive, Nash. Whatever. Thank you, Mia, but it really was an easy question, at least for me anyway. You just got lucky, Magic Boy, and I guarantee it's gonna run out soon. Don't be so grumpy, Kyle. You got us past the barrier, which is more than you can say. Was I missing something over here? There's a chest there, I don't know what. I don't think I'm gonna bother. Actually, I tell you what.
It's only about a half hour until the movie starts.
I think I'm gonna end the stream for tonight, guys. At least this game. I'm kind of tempted, because I don't think that the Great Escape movie, I don't think that's very long. I might play some Banjo-Kazooie later, just because that was good times. So, maybe have some of that.
Who's streaming right now? Who's streaming right now? Funky's still streaming his shit? Oh, he's doing Yakuza 4. I guess I could raid him or whatever. Walker's like, fine, leave, see if I care. Oh, there's occasional nudity. Is what you're talking about, Frog?
Sounds about right for the Swedish.
Yeah. Sick fuckers.
Oh, I don't know if I'd go that far, but...
But yeah, like I said, might have some Banjo a little later after the movie. We'll see. But for now, thanks for watching. See you guys later.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and hang up unless you got anything else you want to talk about, if now that you're off.
No, I gotta go to Lee's Chicken and get my chicken.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be waiting in line because their shit's good. Like, there's no...
Gotta get that chicken, man.
Like, there's no... Well, I mean, there's no, like, KFC place to get, like, chicken in town, so...
Mm.
There's usually a line on the weekends, and their tea's pretty good. I like their tea a lot.
But yeah, I'll catch you later, Seth.
Yep. Catch you later, man.
Bye.
For FNL.
Oh! What now? How?
Oh, it's the one where he beat.
Tear those fuckers off!
Yeah.
God damn, son!
Yeah, I'm not sure why the.
Holy shit!
I have to figure out why the bot is picking up the wrong game that people are playing. But anyway, that was the clip where he beat the